Blitz from a corner. And Knowles, nice job to find him on the slant. Knowles still on his feet and in for the score.
Overty to the right here.
Wojak gets to the corner and in.
Hello, sorry, our monitors up here are frozen. We don't have any video coming through right now. I guess we're on. So welcome everyone to Ken Duke Stadium here at Medina High School. Tonight you have a matchup between Shaker and Medina. Shaker Heights coming in 7-1, 4-1 in the conference. Medina 5-3, 3-2 in the conference, coming off a really tough loss last week against Cleveland Heights, Nick.
Right, just a long game where, offense was the thing. I mean, to have that many points scored in a game, have that many points early. Now, Medina defense did adjust for the second half, came out and had a better second half, but that first half, that first quarter, when you get down like that, makes it very difficult. But I credit to Medina's offense. They hung in there that game and kept putting the scores up, kept moving the ball pretty much at will. And so you bring that in this week, and the thing is, Medina offense is going to score, and it's what defense you're going to get tonight. Are we going to see that fast-acting downhill defense that's very aggressive? Or and I think we match up a little better with Shaker Heights on the defensive end of the ball, so we'll have to wait and see.
As you look at it, too, Shaker Heights, a very deceptive 7-1. I've only played two teams in the schedule with a winning record. Splitting that, beating Maple Heights, who's at 5-4, and men are at 5-3. All the rest of the teams all have one win that they've played. So they're going to find out how tough of a team they are coming into here, play Medina, and then ending the season against Cleveland Heights.
Right. I just don't think, when I said that our defense matches up better, I just think like you said, Jared, 7-1, very deceptive. I think the firepower on Medina offense is Shaker Heights is not going to be able to cover Medina's offensive receivers. And I was, give credit to the receivers last week because, going to Cleveland Heights, you had a lot of guys that could hang with our receivers and could cover our receivers, and Medina still puts up huge numbers against Cleveland Heights. So tonight, you're going to see, I think, a little bit of mismatch in the secondary, our receivers versus their defensive backs. And if we look at on the defensive side of the ball, Medina comes out and does that pressure defense, and, the linebackers are playing downhill like they have. We've seen them 3-4 weeks where they're playing like that. I think it's going to be maybe not quite the running clock by halftime, but it's going to be a game where Medina definitely, without mistakes, is going to be in control of this game.
Yeah, and it's one of Medina can take care of the football as well. 6 turnovers last week. A career-high 5 interceptions for Stoddard. Then we missed a pooch punt recovery, and which we didn't recover it, or pooch kick, I should say. And so those turnovers didn't help us. 3 missed extra points. So if we just get back to basics and take care of things, we should be on a better track.
And you have a little bit of deception there in the turnovers, too, because if you get down like that, Danny Starr's got to press. I mean, he can't just, take a play where he's running out of – he has to make something happen every play. To try to take up that slack when the score gets lopsided that early. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we don't get into that situation tonight.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. But really still came out, even with those 5 interceptions, 29 of 48, 495 yards. Also had a Medina County record, 7 touchdown throws. And also rushed for 112 yards. So still came out. That just goes to show how electric that game was last week.
Right, and he had to keep pressing. He had to keep throwing the ball. I mean, you just didn't have. It's almost like the entire game is you're on the final drive and you have to score. So you're really pressing there and you have to make things happen. But 7 touchdowns and darn near 500 yards, 5 yards short of the 500 mark.
And we're getting set to kick this off. It'll be Shaker kicking off to Medina first to start this one. And the kick is away. Bobbled at the 10, so not an early start to this one there, as the kick was bobbled and quickly picked up by Sidney Lloyd.
So in and out of the hands of Sidney Lloyd to start things off, and but I don't have the ball around the 20-yard line. We'll bring out that high-powered offense. And I think maybe after this week, the OHSAA will have to put in a pitch count for passes thrown. Is Stoddard has probably, if we did the math, maybe has thrown more balls by week 9 than anybody in history.
And he's going to do it again here today as we start off with the on-the-ground game right away. And the Bees hand that off. That's Wojak on the carry. He takes it ahead for a gain of about 6.
Have you seen week after week, Jack Wojak's one of those players that not only could do it to you from the receiver spot, but can do it to you from the backfield. Able to run, able to do just about anything.
And we have a flag right away here. It's going to go against Medina.
Somebody moved a little bit early.
Oh, I hear him talking, but it wasn't coming through our PA system.
So now Medina looking at about a 2nd down and 8. You have one back in the backfield, 4 receivers set, play action.
He's going deep, looking for Knowles. Knowles going to high point it, gets it, and comes down with it. Great job, underthrown ball. Let Knowles go up and high point that, and the safety had no chance to make a play.
I mean, anywhere in his direction, Knowles has a chance, but there you have a corner. You have underneath coverage at the corner, the safety, cover 2 safety coming over, and it's put right in that soft spot.
Ball into Shaker territory at the 41, given to Wojak. He shakes a tackle, gets wrapped up. He'll maybe pick up 2 yards on the run.
See 2 runs there right out of the gate, 2 out of the 3 plays, and that's something that will, the running game is something that drains linebackers. It starts to drain defensive backs because as they're pursuing to the ball. Receiver set, play action.
He's going deep, looking for Knowles.
Looks like Shaker wants to play a little cover 2, wants to play a little jam off the line, force him inside.
Fake the reverse, go across the middle, ball thrown behind, but nicely pulled in by Dylan Whitehill. Makes the catch, takes it inside the 25-yard line.
So, Jared, right out of the gates, first 2 passes, you have that soft spot in cover 2 where the safety can't get over yet, just past the corner and the middle of the field. 2 great reads by Stoddard.
Swing out, and Cam Hathaway with the reception. He's going to get near the first down marker. We'll see. They moved out of the way, so ball's going to be placed maybe about a half a yard short.
And again comes out 5 wide. Stoddard about 6 to 7 yards back, waiting the snap.
Yep, 2nd and 1 here for the Bees. This is a chance you can take a shot in the end zone because you have 3rd down to get that half yard. And they like this lineup here with Wojak and Knowles on the left, which would be the bottom of your screen.
Whitehill comes in motion, does the play action.
Stoddard trying to run for the first Shaker, closed the hole quickly, and he's actually going to lose a yard on that carry.
So Whitehill comes in motion, provides an extra blocker, but that time things just kind of wore down in the pocket pretty quickly, and typically Stoddard could find a way out of there. Now we have more of a power set. It's like a little bunch look. Now we have a shift, and we're going to shift it over to the left of the offense, and a power sweep.
A little power run game here by the Bees. Wojak takes it inside the 10, good for a first down.
Those are the plays, and I've been saying every week, those are the plays that slowly creep into the playbook and become big time when the playoffs roll around. Did you get that book? Now look at this formation.
Lineup. Wow.
We got
four backs, no wide receivers, and 4 backs. That's something they're putting in just for playoff scouting, I think. And then that was a direct snap to Wojak, wasn't it?
Believe so.
It was a direct snap to Wojak who takes it ahead.
I'm not sure what they were lined up in with the call it, but if they would have ran a play out of there, it would have been an illegal play because they had the
5
quarterback
players in the backfield.
Yeah,
well, they're
5.
doing it again. Well, technically, yeah, you're right. There would be 5 in the backfield. So, yeah, that would not be a correct play.
And some Dallas Cowboys
Look
shifting
at Stoddard
here.
go in motion. Wojak keeps it on the Wildcat. Takes it down to the 1.
And there's never a shortness of creativity with a Coach Laird offense.
And now he's going to that power backfield. Shaker trying to run their players on quickly to counter what the Medina Bees are coming out with out of the huddle.
So looking at a 3rd down in about 1.5.
They're still trying to run guys on. Good time to count and make sure everyone has enough.
Now Medina's in an unbalanced formation, and it doesn't look like Shaker's adjusting to it.
And it's a pitch out for Wojak, and he's going to walk it in. Look at a little power football this time from Medina as Wojak takes it in, a 2-yard TD run.
Medina goes a little old school there with the run, power sweeps and shifting backfields. Punches it in with a score with 8:05 left to play here in the first quarter. Bees are up 6-0. Finn Kelps lined up for the extra point, and it is good. Bees sitting on a quick 7-0 lead. Quick strike. Successful drive. Lots of creativity being involved tonight in the game plan.
And there you get another look there. The nice pitch out, the run. And just takes it in nicely for the score.
And the Bees are making it look easy. When that offense is clicking, it is just, you sit back as a football fan and you sometimes say, why doesn't everybody do this? Or why doesn't everybody? It's just not that easy. There's a lot of work involved in this kind of offense, a lot of timing, and it takes years to develop. And Medina has developed it really nicely over the last 3 years, and now mixing the run in to make things even more confusing. So Medina is set to kick off. They have the ball laying flat on the tee. Going to be that squibber spinner that we have seen, a lot of times kick to the left sideline. It spins back in. It hooks back in. Yep, to the left sideline.
It was touched. That's a live ball there. And quickly falling down on it at the 25. That's where they'll start. They thought they were going to get the bounce off the first person to hit, but
Caden King falls on it and tries to roll it back to the middle, and not much there. And looks like Shaker's going to start at about the 25-yard line, maybe the 26. And so Shaker Heights has to answer with their scripted drive, what they worked on in practice all week. Shaker Heights comes out in a 3-by-1 with a single setback, shotgun. Play action fake.
Going deep, he's got a man, and they hit and strike quick as this is going to go for 74 yards. As that was completed to Trey McNutt, and Shaker just strikes right back.
And Shaker Heights seeing something on film, obviously, and saying if we get a play action early in the game, we can get a safety maybe to bite up, get somebody to bite up, and they take advantage of it. 1 pass, 1 touchdown, 75.
And that's something this Medina defense has been good about all year, not giving up that big play. But he got behind the safety in the corner there. Nice throw by the quarterback to hit him and went untouched for the score. Extra point is up and good.
Right, and anybody that's played football on Friday night knows that first play, you are so amped up, you are so ready to go, that, the adrenaline's going, and it's usually when you get that first contact, everything just kind of calms down and goes into that, you can focus mode. So a lot of that, you got the adrenaline pumping, you see play action, you start moving up, so that's one of those plays that Medina wants to be aggressive, but that time it just didn't work out. It worked out for Shaker Heights, and they go on the board and tie this up at 7-7 at the 7:50 mark. So now Medina getting set to return this kick. It's like Talon Halvey and Jack Wojak are back deep. Shaker Heights with a more traditional approach from the tee, where the ball is actually teed up. They have 6 on the left and 4 on the right. Kicking from the right hash, and they put it right down the hash. Looks like Wojak will get the ball. Looks for a seam and brought down hard at the 25-yard line. Almost looks like he got tackled in a cement mixer right there, an old wrestling move, where got around the neck and kind of threw him down on the shoulders. 7:45 left to play here in the first. Medina going out for their second drive, and this time they are lined up tight in a double tight I formation with Stoddard under center. Counter tray action, guard and tackle pull. Took it outside a little bit is Jack Wojak and picks up about 2 or 3 on the play. Seeing that old school football right here.
Yeah, and that's not something you see out of Coach Laird's teams much.
No, I don't think I've seen a double tight I backfield counter tray here in Medina in a long time. Have to go to the museum up on the square to find that play.
Now back to throw. Goes deep over the middle, has a man. Wojak, nice job by the, I think that was the corner coming around, number 27 of Shaker. That was a great stop by Darius Coleman to get in there and disrupt that. Otherwise, Wojak might have been looking for a touchdown himself.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Wojak beat the initial coverage that he had on him, and the safety came over and provided some support there. Medina comes out and 5 wide, 3 receivers to Wojak's right, 2 to his left.
A 3rd down and 7 here for the Bees at the 27-yard line. Looks right side, has Wojak there, catches it to 33, works it ahead, enough to move the chains and a 1st down.
Nice move by Wojak, getting the yards after the catch, knows where he needs to be to pass up those sticks, and those sticks are moving down the field. 1st down and 10. The Bees are at about the 38-yard line, sitting on their own 38. Wojak back to pass again. Screen set up.
It's Knowles on the screen this time, and Knowles turns on the Jets, gets a 1st down, and more into Shaker Heights territory, down to the 44.
So Knowles caught that wide receiver screen. He was already in almost full speed when he caught it, so he caught it in stride, and that's really makes a difference. He doesn't really have to stop. He doesn't have to do much other than put on the Jets and look for the first guy to make a move on. Some Medina 5 wide again, motion right to left. They fake the screen.
He had all day with Knowles. He was standing there. They're in a zone, so they're going to give him that easy up-front catch. Stoddard kept trying to look downfield and then kicked that off. And Knowles is able to take it just for about a yard.
Well, there's a play where Knowles catches the ball. He has 2 defenders on him. He's looking at a 3-yard loss and lowers the shoulder and winds up, picking up.
Turning it into a positive, exactly.
Medina comes out in 5 wide again. Now they bring Wojak back to the backfield.
A little quick wide receiver screen, and they're all over that. That was number 13, Drew Walton, in there on the stop.
So play coming in, 3rd and 11. And Medina, unlike most teams, probably their 3rd down and long play sheets are multiple pages, as most of these plays are designed to go for, between 10 and 20 yards, most of these pass plays. So Medina sets up now. Looks like they isolate Knowles by himself. 3 receivers to Stoddard's left, 1 back in the backfield, play action.
Looking to his left, wanting to throw that way, has pressure, now has to roll to the right, tuck it and run, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 6.
Tell you, Damian Cunningham came from the other side and was
7 now with that spot. Sorry, Nick, go ahead.
Well, Damian Cunningham came from the other side and was he did a nice job for Shaker Heights. He stayed as deep as Stoddard was, and then he chased him up around the sticks and was able to bring him down for a 1-yard gain. Had a little movement there. Shaker kind of jumped. Medina kind of, no flags though. Able to get back in time. Medina resets.
So we said 4th. Wouldn't actually call it closer to 8. I said 7 originally. Looks more like 8. Blitz coming from the side. Stoddard forced to throw, and it's going to be underthrown. Turnover on downs. Coming untouched on that blitz. Jasir Edie comes in there and just makes him pay.
Came in with absolutely untouched, but credit to Stoddard there, because, and you even see it, I saw it in the NFL last night, where you have a 4th down play, and you're turning over on downs if you don't get the first. Stoddard at least getting rid of the ball right there and giving somebody a chance to maybe make a play. I was watching that last night with Denver, and there's on 4th down, you're taking a sack. You might as well just throw it.
Yeah.
Throw it up and hope for the best.
If it gets intercepted, it's the same as a punt. So turnover on downs for the Bees. Shaker now only had 1 play on their last possession, but it was a good one. Again, looking to go deep again. Now he's going to tuck and run, and he's got some running room as he splits through the linebackers into the deep secondary. The ball came out late, but I think the ground caused the fumble. Recovered by Shaker anyhow, but they're into Medina territory at the 29.
Well, I'll tell you what, the speed from the QB position, number 16, Dol Ahmed, that was, that's something that's going to be a big factor in this game tonight.
And then runs the option. The Bees all over that one. Cooper Josefsik in there to blow that one up.
Cooper Josefsik just saying no. Run the option and well prepared for. You option is something you see in film. You look at it all week, and typically you assign somebody to the quarterback, somebody to the pitch man, and you really don't veer off of that, and you hit them no matter what. And Cooper Josefsik doing his assignment, handing it in on time, A+. 3:16 left to play in the quarter. Shaker looking at a 2nd and 15.
Went for the handoff up the middle again. Medina stout on the run, makes the stop. Barely back to that line of scrimmage. Not the original line of scrimmage, but that line of scrimmage, as they are now facing a 3rd and about 15.
John Estes right there showing the old school form tackle. I mean, he came through, did everything perfect, stood the running back right up, right where he got the ball.
We're going to have a flag. That's going to be an illegal procedure. The receiver all alone here. It's going to be a touchdown, but it's going to come back as he hit a wide open number 43, Tagan Mitchell, but you had a legal procedure.
Definitely coming back. That's a neat motion that they're running, and what they're doing is they're taking their twin set receiver, they're taking the inside receiver and running him motion out. So he ran motion out to the right, but he jumped the gun a little bit.
He went forward, right. Instead of staying parallel, he went forward.
I mean, that's okay in the Arena Football League, but it's not going to work here on Friday night. get that early motion, and it's nice the ref called that early in the game because there's a little leeway there where you keep trying to time that up. That'll actually
Well, it's one you usually don't see called.
What's that?
A lot of times you won't see that called. They'll let him kind of get away with that step forward.
And that'll actually, right now, because he saw it, that'll slow Shaker up in doing that as time rolls on through the game. They have to be a little more careful. Medina's showing blitz.
And they miss him on the blitz, and he's going to tuck and run. And that's the problem. If you get a good quarterback like that can run, if you don't get him on that first tackle on the blitz, he's going to make you pay. But I think he's going to be short. Yeah, it's going to be 4th down. I was going to say, I didn't think he had enough to get the first.
4th and maybe... Oh, looks
like almost 4.
Stepped out.
He stepped out a little early. I thought it was going to be about a 4th and 1, but that's on the far side of the field for us, so that's why we didn't see him step out over there. So you're looking at about a 4th and 4.
And no field goal unit coming out because I think Shaker foresees a high-scoring game here and needs to get all the points they can.
Come with the blitz again, leave the DB and man for man. Did he hold on to the football?
I believe he did.
They're looking
touchdown.
Yep, they're conversing with each other to see if it's going to get pulled in, and it does. Trying to look at the number again. I think that was 8 again, wasn't it? Trey McNutt. Yeah, it was 8 on the reception for the touchdown. McNutt for the TD. Our video feed here in the booth that we have has gone out on us here, so I apologize for that.
Extra point snaps back good and through. Shaker Heights takes an early lead, 14-7 with 2:10 left to play here in the first quarter. And one of those plays there, that kind of reminded me of Medina style offense. It'll be 4th down and 4, and they'll throw it deep to the end zone. Here it is right here. You see it. Puts just enough air, just enough touch. I mean, that pass is right on the money. Hard to defend. So Medina's setting up that kick return again. Looks like Wojak and Halvey are deep. Both of them have speed. If they find a seam, they can, we've seen many times, break big runs. And Shaker again, same kickoff formation. 6 to the kicker's left, 4 to his right. And the last couple times he kicked it right down that hash where the ball was. And that's a short little pooch to the other side.
Oh, and it takes the hop. Shaker's going to come away with that as that bounced backwards. So they saw something on game film there, and it's going to be Shaker football on that pooch coverage on the short kick.
Jared, I'm not even sure how he was able to angle it over there the way he was running up to the ball, but that seemed like a perfect kick.
And then to get the backspin on it, that was just done perfectly. Are they going to say it was Medina ball? I thought for sure Shaker recovered that. Was he out of bounds?
I am not sure what happened there.
Yeah, somehow we come away with it there. Again, I apologize. Our monitors are here gone. You can kind of see it on the replay delayed here off our Facebook feed. As they run another play, good for a first down.
Look at the replay.
The only thing I can think of is he was out of bounds when he came in possession of the football. That's the only thing I can come up with.
I'm absolutely confused with what happened there. I'll have to ask later, try to find out. Stoddard low snap, gets
wide
it
open
out
Wojak, yeah, on the left side here. He's going to get near midfield before he goes out of bounds. Yeah, our main monitors we have up here are frozen. I don't know if our equipment overheated here, so that's why we're a little delayed on giving you some of the calls that we see.
I mean, the kick definitely went 10 yards. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a roll-in now about the short pooch or something. I'm not sure.
Well, the Bees still have it, and they're going to try to take advantage. They hit Knowles. Some nifty moves by Knowles to take it down inside the 35 to the 33.
Knowles looking like a video game right there. Puts 2 moves on. Little side step, spin move. Stoddard, 3 receivers to his right.
Brings Wojak in motion, and now he's going to design run, follow right behind his blockers, and pick up close to about 8 yards on that carry. Give him 7. It'll be placed at the 27-yard line.
Well, that's a good sign there when Evan Hathcock comes out of his stance and there's nobody there to block and Stoddard's behind him, guaranteed to pick up at least your 4 yards, maybe 8 to 10.
Stoddard trying to buy time in that pocket. Now tucks. He's going to run. He's going to get the first down and slides. Good job to know where he had to get for the chains and then got down to avoid getting the hit.
So, Jared, that play right there, Pete Jarvis picked up the outside pressure, made a great pass block, but finished his pass block with a pancake, and then went downfield to block some more. Excellent job by 77 Pete Jarvis.
Again, Shaker almost jumping there, so this could be something Coach Lear could go to later, a little hard count. Shaker trying to attack. Oh, I think that was just a confusion on the route run there. He checked down the 2 different receivers before. I think he's expecting the Wojak run a little shorter route.
Now, this is the first time I've seen this. So you have Knowles isolated out here by himself on the wide side of the field, and they had one of the safeties sprint to underneath coverage, and then they had the other safety drop back. Pretty interesting.
They bring Whitehill in motion now to run behind Knowles to see if that'll open him up. Knowles was covered, but wide open in the end zone, but he couldn't stay in bounds as Wojak had him wide open, but just the throw pulled him out of bounds, and he couldn't get that foot down. Bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Bees.
Depending on this play, could be the last play of the quarter. Only 16 seconds left. 3rd and 10.
Wojak catches it at the 20, takes it inside the 15, close to that first down marker. I think he's going to be about a yard short, so very interesting 4th and 1 here for Coach Laird, and they'll have the break between quarters to figure this out.
And you have an easy 3 sitting there, but if I were...
But how's he going to... I wasn't even thinking about the kick. I'm thinking of what is he going to pull out of the playbook to run on a 4th and 1? Does he go to the power backfield, or does he go to the air?
I'm going to say he's going to go to that power sweep because it'll set up some sort of... you're not going to get that blitz pressure that's going to stop it. You're going to get some sort of seam. You can cut back at any time. But I think that is the go-to. If you're looking to run, you're getting an unbalanced look. Hopefully they don't shift and look for somebody to find a little bit of a seam. Pick up a yard.
We appreciate everyone watching on Channel 201 and also watching on our Facebook and YouTube feed. Glad you're tuned in. Nick Kaplak, Jared Fry, along with Josh Nass, Chris Smith, Beck Zwick, and Matt Tomac here giving you all the action.
Now, what we've been seeing, on the weekends, watching college football, watching NFL football, is this is almost a guarantee play call where the quarterback just goes up, keeps it, and you have 2 guys literally lift him up and throw him over the pile. And I wonder how long they're going to keep that rule.
I bet that's going to get changed here in the offseason.
Quarterbacks look like they're in car accidents when they're getting hit from behind, hit from the front.
Well, here it is. The Bees going with that kind of spread. And there's the push from Wojak. Is it enough? As he kind of peeled off the guard and leaned forward, should be enough for the first down.
Oh, that's the play we've been seeing. And universal.
Why not? I've yet to see it stopped.
No, you're right. It's almost impossible. If your feet are chopping and you have that momentum, I'm not sure how you can stop it.
Medina trying to get their personnel set here.
But it just wouldn't feel good, would it? You're a quarterback, and you're getting actually hit from behind.
Not to mention all the push you're getting from the front. And you're going to get a timeout from Shaker. And that's merely because they only had 10 players on the field. So forced to take the timeout.
Is there a name for that play, Jared? Do we have a name for that yet?
The push. Rugby. It's rugby style.
You know what? Let's call it the trash compactor. You're getting hit from behind. You're getting hit from the front. You're just getting smashed. So, but I would venture.
Well, they are gracious. They put Wojak behind him. At least they didn't put some big lineman.
Right.
Then you're really feeling it, right?
Put 2 big linemen behind him.
I'm sure those NFL quarterbacks don't like that too much.
Hey, you're basically hitting a sled, but the sled is your quarterback. All right, so we got a first. Medina can, it looks like, get the first down inside the 1.
Bring a man in motion. That's Hathaway, and they go right to that corner. Going up for it's Angus, but he couldn't hold on to it. Thought he was going to have it in the corner there, but just couldn't hang on.
It's a tough one when you have a defender jumping up and kind of shielding your vision right there. Definitely, Angus definitely had him beat on the corner. Timeout. We have
the ball boy had lost the handle of the football there, and they had to clear that off the field.
Getting a little slippery down in that corner.
And they're going to go for 2 here. On the second down. Back. End zone. They get him this time. Wojak for the score.
I mean, he threaded the needle there.
Thought they might have been looking for that angle for number 2 this time, and instead it was Wojak coming across the middle.
And that ball just got out of reach of a defender. Kind of like the 49ers catch, just outside the extended defender's arm and threads the needle. Movement on the extra point try. Officials are going to call that on the defense. So it'll be interesting if they bring the 2-point team out.
Usually that's what you'll do.
They're up to the 1.5.
Coach Leonard's talking right now. Nope, he's going to stay with the extra point.
I went looking right at Coach Laird. He did not move during that time, so square this up, tie it up at 14. So we have a dogfight here.
Yeah, we do.
In the second quarter with 11:22 left to play. 14-14, all tied up. Already 28 points on the board. So Medina getting set to kick off.
You just saw on the replay there a few moments ago, the nice throw there to Wojak, threaded the needle and hits him right on target.
Coach Sutherland just instructed the kickoff team what they're going to be doing. Spend a little extra time out there this time. So I'd wonder if going to do something different. I can't tell, Jared, with the glare on the ball. Is it laying down or is
it's laying sideways
laying
again.
sideways?
Yeah. You're right there. There is a glare coming off the light of it right there. And there it is. Just look at the hop that one took right over the intended receiver and taken out of bounds about the 34-yard line by number 22, Kai James.
That took a crazy hop.
He thought it was going to skip, so he dove and it just hopped right up over him.
Ball sometimes has a mind of its own when it's the shape of a football.
I wonder how much time he spends in practice just kicking the football like that.
Well, I think kickers sometimes have a little extra time.
And is it kind of like a knuckleball? You just don't know what it's going to do?
Yeah, I would
when
think.
it comes
I
off
mean,
your foot that way.
I think when they practice it so much, they can get like, okay, after 10 yards, I'm going to get my hop. Maybe after 15. Play action. Pass, breaks it outside.
Yeah, shakes the tackle, switches hands. Two players run into each other for Medina, and he goes out of bounds in Medina territory. That one caught by Dartagnan Mitchell. That was just a nice job. He sat down in the zone, made the first man miss, and got it for a big gain.
It was a tough play for the linebacker because you pulled the backside guard and you play action. Well, the linebacker has to come up, and then you threw just behind the linebacker. That's a great play.
They set up the screen there, and that's perfectly done, as now the back just works it ahead. That's number 26, Caden King. Takes it ahead, first down, moves the chains into Medina territory, ball at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, when you're on that line, that's just a sinking feeling in your gut when you're thinking, boy, I got a free rush to the quarterback, and it means the screen is set up perfectly. Smeagol with the tackle there. Brings up a 1st and 10 for Shaker.
Again, a little wide receiver screen this time, and takes it ahead for a gain of 5. Ball at the 30-yard line now. 2nd down and 4 for the Raiders.
Shaker comes out, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, isolated to the right.
They set up the screen again, the blocking downfield. Able to shake a tackle, get the first down, out of bounds about the 22-yard line.
You know, something to look at for later in the game, Shaker is drawing what looks like man coverage to the isolated receiver when they go trips. And then the other side, they have the isolated receiver. It looks like there's no safety help. I mean, that's one-on-one coverage, and that's sometimes where you see that fade. This time it looks like there is help. You do have a safety over.
Look like we're coming with a blitz on the top of your screen. Oh, he almost had the pick 6. Halvey went for the interception, missed it, allowed the reception to be made, and taken down inside the red zone here, down to the 8-yard line.
You know, and that's not a bad play. Where Halvey, he went for he could have came through with his right hand, kept his other arm back, but when you're in this spot of the field, you're looking for a turnover, and we've seen him do it so many times.
Yeah, absolutely. He was just a half beat slow on that one, and James was able to catch it.
But it's a great place to take that gamble. Colin Richard here at the top of the screen. Man covered, but Shaker running.
Just a strong run, takes it in for the score. And Shaker up again. 20-14 pending the extra point.
I mean, we are seeing just punch after punch, trading back and forth. Shaker lands a big right there, and, you know, it'll be Medina's turn to throw one back. Jared, this is kind of looking like who's going to have the ball at the end of the half?
Exactly.
Who's going to have the ball at the end of the game?
We jumped offside, so now will they change their approach here and not do the extra point?
So something to think about. I don't see much movement on the Shaker
they look
sideline.
like they're going to be content to just get the extra point here and go up 7. You have to watch for a trick play here. You just see the center talking to him right now. Yeah, when you have the center come back and say something like that, that might be a sign you're going to see something different.
Play clock to 13.
Oh, high snap. And I think that was designed as a fake the whole time, but he wasn't expecting the snap to be that high. He was going to come up and throw that, I think, on a fake. But he just gave him too high of a snap that he couldn't handle it.
Right, Jared. It just looks suspicious from the time they threw the flag to that. looked very suspicious. Something was going to happen, something different.
When you see the Bees stay home because there was no one open in coverage when he started to roll out.
Right. It looked like he had a little bit of an angle, maybe if he just ran it out of the gate, but he didn't. There was a look at the touchdown. So Shaker up now 20-14. 9 minutes, 11 seconds left in the half, which is...
It's been a quick game so far.
A quick game because Medina's mixed some runs in. They've had some short passes. Some clock has been used. Shaker last time had that, and I still don't, I'm still at a loss for what that was and why Medina got the ball and everything on that last pooch kick. Something I'll have to try to figure out at halftime.
There's the kick away. Fielded at the 10, Wojak. That's Holvey. Trying to buy time to get open. Gets up past the 25 to about the 27-yard lines before going down, getting up slowly. Hopefully he's okay.
Nice run by Holvey. Gets him in respectable field position after a kick. And here come the Bees. Going to start out in their base 5 wide package. 5 receivers to Stoddard's right, 2 to his left. Looks like Shaker will be bringing 3. And a spy on the quarterback.
Oh, they had double screens going there for the Bees. They hit Wojak, and Wojak's got a seam. Takes it into Shaker territory down to the 45. They're running double screens. He could have gone either way and was able to hit Wojak on that one.
What a beautiful play. All 3 of the front defensive linemen for Shaker were just on a mad sprint to Stoddard. And what's really nice there is they're hitting their screens in stride today, which when you don't have to stop on a screen pass, does a lot of damage.
They go back to the ground. Nice job. We're going to get a hold there, as I just saw Whitehill make the carry, but they threw the flag in the area of a hold, so that's going to bring it back. And they're going to get 77. I just saw them flag that in. So Pete Jarvis gets called on the hold.
Hey, and if you're an offensive lineman, you're saying this run game's a little new to me. I'm used to pass blocking every play.
That's right. It's a little different when you get a run block versus pass protect.
Shaker again. 3-man front. Looks like they have a spy on the QB again.
Bring a delayed blitz with that spy. And just throwing it. Oh, and a bad throw. As Knowles tries to make the stop, that one gets intercepted. I think Stoddard was trying to throw it out of bounds, but just didn't get enough on it.
You're right, Jared. I think he was trying to throw it away, and he just misjudged the throw. I mean, he wasn't able to get his body all the way around, misjudged it, and kind of hung up.
Darius Coleman able to make the interception.
So we have a sudden change here right at midfield. Shaker will take over. It'll be time for this defense to really come through right now. This will be a big series as Shaker's up 6. Do not want to get down 2 scores. This will be the time to step up. Medina with the 4-man front.
Going to get a timeout from Shaker. That's their second. They'll have 1 left.
A lot of times with that front 4, you're looking to keep, if you can get a double team on you and keep guys off of Cooper Josefic, it frees him up to make a lot of those tackles. So we have 8:18 left here to play in the half. We have not had a punt in this game.
No, and Medina turnover on downs. We've had that. But,
interception, turnover on downs.
And right now the Shaker will have the ball to start the third as the Bees had the first possession of the game. So you really want to go out here defensively and try to make a stop here for the Bees. Shaker man in motion. Now they bring a second in motion to empty the backfield. Stepping in, firing it down the middle. He's got a man wide open, blown coverage again. And wide open, number 43, Tartagnan Mitchell.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, Jared, because you have two receivers in the same spot, and typically you don't have that. It's usually a mistake on the receiving crew. If you have two guys in the same spot, they're only like 3 yards apart from each other.
Yeah, not sure what
little bit of a
what happened there, but they are in the red zone again here at the 10-yard line, ready to strike again. First and goal.
It's like Medina bringing the four, but electing to bring pressure here as you see a impeding blitz.
Ahmad hands it off. Good pressure and pursuit from behind. He's going to lose a yard on the carry, and that was 95 coming around from the backside for the Bees. Caden Ferguson.
So second and goal, Shaker cannot get a first down in this area of the field. This is a spot where they would kick a field goal, I believe, being up by 6, if it comes to that.
Try to run a little QB draw there, and nice job getting in there to make the tackle. I think that was 32 in there on the stop for the Bees.
Johnny Estes.
So now a big third and goal here. I would think they'll go to the air here. They've had good luck with those screens.
And
last time they threw the fade to the corner to number 8.
And they're getting man coverage here and there. It just depends. Medina's mixed it up.
Yeah, over here at the top of your screen, now it looks like they bring the safety back over. QB run, goes right up the middle. Is he going to make it in? Stretches the ball out and gets into the end zone. So a 10-yard touchdown run by Abdullah Ahmad.
Well, Jared, I'm going to go back to what we said in pregame. We were talking about 7-1 and, you know, the teams that Shaker played. I'm thoroughly impressed with Shaker's team right now.
Absolutely, and you see the good run. Look at the effort here. Cuts it back in. Avoids the hard hit here, keeps the legs churning to shake that tackle and extends the ball out over the goal line.
I mean, Shaker has a lot of weapons on this offense, and they're playing very fast tonight.
Oh, the Bees got a huge rush on that one. Wow. There were a lot of guys flying in there on that one.
Cooper Josephic hurdled the entire line. Look at it here. He times it up, jumps over the line.
Yeah, just incredible how they just timed that out perfectly.
There would have been no chance to kick that field unless Cooper Josephic would have overrun the placement where the ball was going.
I wonder,
down.
Are they talking about whether he jumped over the center or not?
I believe he did jump over him, but I don't know if, well, they're going back out. If he used...
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so that's exactly what it was. He got called for jumping over the center. I thought that's what it looked like when I was watching, and that's what they called him for, so half the distance, and now they will go for 2. Yeah, I didn't see the flag. It was in the back part of the end zone.
So Shaker with...
Now they've got to burn their third and final timeout just because they didn't have the play call in. It was 6:22 to go here in the half. Shaker will be out of timeouts the rest of the half.
That's one of those personnel things where you come off after a drive, you're getting a drink of water, you're listening to a coach about what you need to do or what you did do on that drive, and then all of a sudden you go from the extra point to needing the offense on the field, and You miss a guy here and there.
Well, we talked about that, how the tough week last week for Medina, losing a tough one to Cleveland Heights. Shaker Heights wants to be able to battle for this title, this conference title. They're sitting a game back right now. Pull up my standings here. Well, they're 7-1 along with Cleveland Heights, but they will have their chance to face Heights next week, so they really need this game against Medina here tonight.
So a very motivated Shaker Heights tonight.
Two-point conversions going to the ground, and
Huge
the Bees
play.
get it stopped. Jumping down to the bottom of that pile, diving in there to chop the legs out, was number 32, John Estes. Way to make the play there.
John Estes coming up big there, and Jared, I think that's going to be, that play right there is going to have major implications later in this game. That 2 points is going to play a big part of this game.
Yeah, makes it a 12-point game right now, 26-14.
So, Jared, do you happen to know offhand the rule about the jumping over the center? Is it that you can't use a lineman to push yourself up, or is it just
you just
a jump?
think of everything from that center above as a safe zone. It's more for the protection of the center, and you're not allowed to go over top of him in any way, shape, or form. Leaping, because it used to be the old ways, that's how you did. You'd always leap over the line and try to get that hand up. But if it's over that center position, you are not allowed to go anywhere in that
over the
box,
center,
so to speak, yes.
But you can go over the guard or tackle?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's why I watched. It looked like he was just between, he's almost like what they call that A gap. Almost like he was at that A gap, but they determined it was over the center there.
That's great clarification.
Oh, they go for another short onside kick, and they might have this one. We got to see if a bee fell on it enough.
We have a tussle here. Number 21 from Shaker.
And on both these kicks, it's look like we don't want to go get the football. Just kind of watching it, and Shaker's going to come away with it.
Oh,
I mean, it just didn't look like anyone went to go attack the ball, to grab the football.
Well, I've said it for years. The best time to do an onside kick, if you think a game's going to be close, you don't want to do it at the end of the game. You want to do it when if you ever go up 2 scores, because nobody expects it. You're always, if you're that front line, you're just going back to get to your spot. And there it is. There's the surprise.
Well, and what are you going to see here? You're going to see him probably take a shot, because that's the next thing in that book. You turn the page, and it says you take that shot for the end zone right here.
And why not? You just got a free pass. You got free tickets right here to Cedar Point. I mean, you're going to ride the rides.
And it's just well placed on that onside kick. And again, well, so much for making the shot. They're going to run. They're going to get a holding call that's going to bring this one back.
That's going to work out really well for the Bees, because that's going to put them back to about, Shaker Heights back to about midfield.
Well, farther than that, because it should be from the spot of the foul, correct?
Correct.
So it should put it, the 45 of Shaker.
He said the previous spot, so it must have been within the...
within that. So then it will put it about midfield then.
Probably right out of the gate in the tackle box there. Shaker now looking at a 1st and 20.
Just calmly throws that little wide receiver screen out there. Nice job blocking by the wide receivers. Gets that one completed to number 8, Trey McNutt, and able to take that back into Medina territory to get a lot of that yards from the penalty back. Bring up a 2nd down and about 6.
Well, what I'm seeing right now is we are not matching up real well with the speed. So it's when receivers are getting the ball and they're moving within that first 5 yards, Medina's just not getting there in time.
Go back to that wide receiver screen again, too, which is almost just like a run game. I know you've talked about that before, and the Bees are quickly there to get on that one.
Well, if you run that screen game, that outside game, which is like you just said, Jared, an extension of your run game, if you run that and, as a defender, you're not able to get there in time, or you're getting there late, and we're doing it back to Shaker as well. We're hitting our screens in full stride. It just comes down to, pursuit to the football. You got to get more guys around the ball.
And then one of these times you'll fall asleep on that, and you'll send one of your blockers deep like they were just looking to do right there. And he flips it up out of bounds as he knew he was in trouble and got rid of the football.
Boy, Cooper Josephic right on the fringe there of getting a flag. Pretty much just bench pressed the QB back about 3 yards. I mean, but
this would be a huge stop here for this Medina defense here if they can hold Shaker here on 4th down. Gave up a turnover on special teams. You need the defense to step up big here and get the turnover on downs.
This is where you got to watch the long count.
You're down to 8 seconds on the play clock. Bring a man in motion. And here we go. He's going to give it a short kick, and that got partially blocked, I think. There wasn't much on that one because pressure got in on him quick. If you're going to be the quarterback, you got to give yourself enough room to give that kick away.
He took 2 steps back, and I was kind of thinking that, but I was like, you probably don't want to punt here. You know, you only need 4 yards, but
I think he either kicked it right off one of his own men or the push from the Medina D got in there and then able to get a piece of it.
Nevertheless, we see the first punt of the game. I know if I was a sophomore or one of the younger guys on the team, you come home and say, you know, Mom, Dad, I made the punt team. Well, on a night like tonight.
And right back, here we go with our own running back screen there. Able to get a few yards, but quickly brought down number 45 of Shaker in on the stop, Isley Woods.
Any first down play where you get 4 yards, it's definitely a success.
Low snap. Good job by Stoddard to pull that out. Finds Knowles, who came back to the football. Shakes 2 tackles. Now he's down the sidelines, off and running. He shook about 4 more down the sideline. Gets another one. Wow. Unbelievable. The strength to shake those ankle tackles. He must have shook at least 6 ankle tackles there.
Yeah, that was an amazing run. And then how low he got there to finish off the run.
I mean, usually you'll see a guy get tripped up, lose their balance, something happen. All those guys grabbing his ankles, and he shook through every one of them. What a great run after the catch by Knowles.
Such good timing on that play, too. As soon as Knowles turned around, Stoddard had the ball on him. They were playing him, you know, a little bit soft, and that really paid off for the Bees.
Wait on the extra point here. And now I know we're going to be delayed here because we're watching our Facebook feed as our replay feed up here in the booth is slowed down. So when we have that replay for you here in a second, we'll be a little delayed, so bear with us.
So Medina with a quick strike.
Any extra point here to make it a 5-point game. Yeah, take a look at it here. I know you folks at home have already seen this. But I'm going to count how many of those tackles he shakes at the ankles there. There was 1. That was a hit for 2. There's the true second one at the ankles. There's a 3rd. And I think there's 2 more here. A 4th. Oh, no, the other one dived for the end zone. So, yeah, shook 4 ankle tackles and 2 other tackles to get into the end zone for the score.
You know, you could watch a whole season of football. A whole year. You could watch a team for a whole year. You could be a fan and not see a highlight play like that. Maybe one a year. And we're seeing these every week, Jared.
We get spoiled by it.
Absolutely spoiled.
Well, now the Bees, again, that's just a great defensive effort by Medina to force that punt on 4th down. A good stop after the turnover. And a way to answer back and get those points as they squib it again. Takes a hop, fielded at the 22. He has a seam up the middle and quickly wrapped up. Good job maintaining those lanes and making the tackle. That was number 27 of the Bees there in on the stop.
Shaker Heights will start at the 39-yard line.
Braden Smeagol with that stop.
4:33 left to play. The Raiders are up 26-21 over the Bees. Shaker comes out.
So 4:33, you see what they do here on first down. That could determine how Coach Laird uses his timeouts here. Shaker's out of timeouts. Looking to go to the air here. Trying to buy time. Good coverage by the Bees. They shut down the screen. Now they flips it out. Gets it to the running back and gets taken out of bounds, which is good for the Bees. Loss of yardage and stops the clock by taking him out of bounds. So Coach Laird not having to use a timeout there, and they lose a yard on the play. Great secondary coverage there by the Bees.
So Medina with all 3 timeouts. You were saying, Jared, Shaker with 0 timeouts left on the board.
Boy, they were still moving to get people set. I'm surprised they didn't get them for an illegal formation there as they go to the ground. Now let's see if Coach Laird burns one of those timeouts.
Yeah, that was definitely movement on the receiver, but sometimes, throughout a game, the receiver and the official that's out there, you kind of get a good relationship because you're talking to him every play. Am I up? Am I on? Am I off? And he usually gives you a signal. So typically, if you're talking to him, you won't get called as much if something happens.
Big third down here for the Bees, 3rd and 8. Coach Laird kept the timeout in the pocket. 3:45 and counting here in the half.
Over here. No
There's
coverage.
that illegal procedure again. They're going to let the play go. Yeah, it's illegal procedure. Same thing. The receiver did it again. Went in motion and turned upfield before the ball was snapped.
I think that was good for the Bees because this twin set over here to Shaker's left. Well, I only saw one corner over here. I didn't see anybody else over here.
We're going to have a conversation here about this. What'd you like to see? I mean, you see what you saw, and then the other officials can discuss it.
I was going to call it a do-over. False start.
So they get the false start to move them back 5. But now wait, they haven't moved the ball yet. They've got to move the ball back 5 yards. Unless he's declining it. The head official takes charge. Our fans were making sure to let them know they had to mark that off 5 yards.
Well, they weren't going to let it go, Jared. I mean...
See, it just goes to show how knowledgeable our fan base is down here. They're on top of that, ready to make sure that it got moved backwards. The head official took charge, got it moved back, and we're ready to go here. 3rd and 15 for the Raiders.
No less than 20 people yelling, "Move the ball!" there.
Is that counting us?
That counts us.
Oh, okay. Bees trying to bring pressure. Look at him effortlessly flip that one deep. And we're going to get pass interference? No.
Flags.
What great defense back there then. That could have gone either way. Just the hand fighting there, and Braden Smeagol with the great coverage back there.
Smeagol able to run step for step with the receiver there.
And this is going to bring up a true punting situation for Shaker, and plenty of time at 3:26 to go on the clock here for Medina with all 3 timeouts.
Well, if you're watching now, this is a rare sighting for this game. This will be our first real punt, Jared. We saw the QB do the little punt before.
Well, and something to watch here, these extra points, we've been getting through the Shaker line. So it looks like he's going to come after it here. So I think he's thinking the same thing, that they might be able to get some pressure on this kick.
I think Cooper Josephic has shifted over to the guard area a little bit.
We get a flag. False start, so it's going to move them back 5 more. So the Bees showing and flinching. And now they're going to signal, and watching the special teams, they're moving Knowles up. So Knowles is back on the return.
Special teams playing a big part to this first half. We've seen it with the extra points. We've seen it with the kickoff. We've seen it all over. That third team.
Shaker checking who's going to block who here on this scheme. Pressure from the outside. They almost got to it. Knowles is going to field it at the 40. Makes the first man miss. You're going to get a shove in the back, and it didn't need to happen. That was a block that didn't need to happen. He had the stiff arm to break that. And you had a shove by number 4 in the back. That's going to bring that back to Darnell Davis.
When you get a punt, directly to Austin Knowles where he doesn't have to really move to his left or right, I mean, there's no chance he's not getting at least 20 yards.
And that's the when you're in blocking coverage on special teams, that's Knowles' job to make that first man miss. Otherwise, you set up for the next one. That's why I said there's no reason for Davis to get that push in the back. Knowles had him with the stiff arm, was doing his job of making his first man miss. He needed to go find the next guy. So it's going to push the Bees back. What would have been in Shaker territory, now they'll start at their own 30.
I mean, that's literally like a 30-yard penalty.
Yeah. But this offense can overcome that easily, and down 5 here with 3:14 to go in all of your timeouts. Let's see what the Bees can do. Sneaking a DB here to look like they're going to try to blitz with them. Stoddard, they tried to set up a screen. Now he just has to scramble and throw it away. And we're going to get a flag, multiple flags here. Illegal man downfield. I think that's what everyone's signaling, because it was a screen. They were set up to block ahead, and when that broke down, they're just doing their job. And
there's not much you could do as a quarterback there, because you can't. I mean, if you throw it behind the line of scrimmage like a screen would be, and you could have the guys, it's going to be grounding.
Right.
So not much Stoddard could do there, but.
So again, the Bees moving the wrong direction here as they're back to their own 20 now. Good news is it's still first down.
3:07 left to play.
Yeah, and that was unfortunate because they're doing their job. Like I said, it was a screen designed for Wojak, but Shaker sniffed it out and had Wojak covered. So the linemen are still trying to be upfield, and it just caught him. And now the officials, not sure what's going on here. They figured out they mismeasured. I was about to say, it looked like it moved a little too far back. Now they get it situated, and ball will be at the 25 instead of the 20.
Sometimes it's a long week for everybody. Late Friday night, long week.
Shaker bringing the pressure again. Stoddard trying to buy time, able to bounce back to the outside, looking to throw. Lets one fly down the sideline. And it almost looked like Angus did, or is that Angus over there, 15? Is that who I see? I don't know if the ball was out of bounds on that side or if he thought it was for another receiver back there. He just let it go there towards the end.
It's almost like Stoddard at times. When you have that scramble, you have that rush, and you have everybody. It's almost like he's wearing camouflage because people just don't see him. He winds up in the middle of it, and it's like, hey, how you guys doing? And then he pops out and finds space to throw. It's just amazing what he does.
Absolutely. He's going to have to pull something amazing out here on second down to make it a manageable third down. What a pancake block.
First down.
And it is a first down. You were just talking earlier, and you already gave him credit for one pancake. Oh, I had another one there. That was Pete Jarvis. Just totally pancaked this guy and gave Stoddard that time to make the completion.
Well, Pete Jarvis is so strong. It's just like, he does a push and knocks guys over.
Here's the replay. That's one that got us the score last time, and this time they're able to wrap up Knowles and bring him down at midfield. Enough to move the chains, though. Brought down by number 27, Darius Coleman. Coleman did a nice job that time. Instead of going for the ankles, he grabbed that arm with the football.
Yeah,
and
excellent job.
Knowles had to protect that and go down. First and 10 now, midfield for the Bees. 2.5 to go here before the half. Finds Knowles. Excellent job to sit down in the right spot, and the timing from Stoddard and Knowles to work that out to hit that right in the middle of that zone coverage.
I'll tell you, Knowles and Stoddard are putting on an absolute clinic right now, and Shaker Heights might have to put 3 guys on Knowles because I just don't know how you're going to cover him.
Yeah, they sat in the zone that time, and it didn't work out well for him. Stoddard looking left, firing deep, has a man open. Can he get under it in time? Off the hands of Angus. He had him for 6. Angus just couldn't hang on.
No, and you saw Angus was wide open there, but I happened to be looking at Knowles again, and Knowles was open again. I mean, he's just finding a way to get open every single play. Right choice there as you go up top. You have your guy, beat by 10 yards. 2:13 left to play, 26-21. Bees are on the march.
Again, doing the overload where they're leaving Knowles one-on-one, and it's going to be a keeper by Stoddard up the middle. Nice strong run, going to be close to a first down, and will be moving the chains as he takes it inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Great job by Stoddard. He gets past maybe the linebacker zone. He lowers his center of gravity and just knows if he does that, he keeps going forward, he's going to get the first down.
Stoddard looks. He's got 3 to the bottom of the screen. Now brings Wojak in motion for the 4th, leaving Austin Knowles alone at the top. He looks Knowles' direction, continues to look that way, still trying to find something, just hits him real quick. What a heads-up play by Knowles. He just kept 1 foot on inbounds, leaned over, made that catch, and got some positive yardage out of a play that looked like it was going to be nothing.
Right, he's like, I'll take the 5 yards. So 144 here left to play. Be nice for the Bees to run this clock out right now down here. And there we go. There's a run.
Nice hold there to the right side. Nice job to shake a tackle and tightrope that sideline. Nope, not good of a tightrope walker as I thought. They're going to call him out about the 8-yard line.
My was on a photographer, took the brunt of that hit. Hopefully he's okay.
He's getting up and walking away. The bigger question is the camera okay?
Must have stepped out around the 8-yard line here.
Stoddard, he's going to keep it on the give. What an open hole there. What a great play call. Stoddard in for the score. Everybody on the Shaker side pulled to the left, Medina's right, and that just left it wide open for Stoddard to walk into the end zone.
Huge answer by Medina here. That's going to put the Bees on top, 27-26. And they're going to go for the extra point.
Oh, they got Shaker outside. Oh, they're going to call false start on Medina? Wow, I thought for sure it was Shaker jumping. But
there's been something on almost every extra point tonight. There's been something going on that's made a decision, but
I think it was just a wrong hand signal. Now we're back to it. Okay.
And this would be very tempting because you can go for 3
exactly,
here.
You go for 2 here. It gives it a 3-point game. I'm surprised that Coach Laird's sticking with the 1 here. And the extra point up and good, so makes it a 2-point game. We'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses and see how that plays out.
It goes, we talk about that. I said earlier, you had that 2-point conversion that was not made.
Mm-hmm.
We had the big stop by Estes.
Just still, that's a huge hole there. Stoddard to run in untouched was just amazing there. Good play call. Must have saw something there in the film of how they would play that.
Well, you know what I think it is, Jared? There's just too much. If you're a defensive coordinator, your defensive coaches, and you have so much to cover with this Medina offense, it just becomes overwhelming. And so you're trying to cover everything. Then all of a sudden Stoddard runs the ball, and it's like, we've got one guy covering him basically. We have one spy on him. There's not much more we can do. We've got to cover 5 guys. We've got a Knowles who is on fire tonight with everything he's doing. So, I mean, it's just too many things happening to consistently be able to stop this Medina offense.
Too many things happening. How's this ball going to play out? Low, hop, or high?
Nope.
Oh, stay
Medium.
low.
Low. Yes, low. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, shaking the seams here. Brings it down to Medina territory. Usually something we usually praise is that special teams work of the Bees staying in their lanes, and that time a little hole up the middle, and Shaker able to take it into Medina territory down to the 43-yard line.
It's tough when you're on kickoff team and there's a squib. It's a little bit different when you're running down on a squib. It's very hard. You're staying in your lane, but it's very hard to see who has the ball, where the ball is, and how deep you need to get. On a traditional kickoff, you're running down, you know the depth of the ball, you can get past the depth and then break out of your lane. Difficult, a lot more difficult when the ball's bouncing around.
Well, Shaker's shown they can strike quickly. Just look at the first play of the game, 74 yards on a touchdown throw, and now going to the ground game, a QB keep designed. Almost stripped the football away as he goes down. Another one of those where he's getting away and the tackle was made right on the football, so immediately good heads up by Abdullah Ahmad to go down.
Jared, do you have a scouting report on Shaker Heights' kicker? Do you know anything?
They have not. No, I do not. Okay. What his range is. But there's steady dose of the run here with no timeouts. I'm really surprised by these runs. As much success as they've had with those wide receiver screens to get out of bounds and stop the clock, really shocked at these 2 runs.
Right, trying to maybe hit something up the middle, but taking a lot of time off the clock. It's 47 seconds and counting, and plays coming in slow.
And he's looking to run it again, and he's going to get wrapped up. Now, does Coach Laird think about a timeout? I don't think so. He's happy to go into the half ahead and just have the clock run out here on Shaker because they don't have a timeout.
And there's no hurry here, and we're at 20 seconds left in the half. I'm actually in shock right now. We're at 15 seconds and counting, 13. Play's not even coming in. They can't clock it. It'll be 4th down. 8 seconds left. They may not get the play off. 5, 4, 3.
They get it away. He's going to take a shot for the corner of the end zone. Good coverage again in the secondary, and that's going to take us to the half.
Jared, that was a total mismanagement on time there at the end of the half.
You run up the middle, you do all that. That was just
you went right out of your game plan. I'm not sure what was going on.
A shocking end to that one there. As we're really surprised there. Again, our feed frozen up here, so our apologies here for our delay sometimes on some of the calls we've gotten, but a good job by this Bees team to battle. Shaker really quick to score, answer everything we've had, and I think that last drive to come back and get that score was a good statement for them to head into the half with.
Huge statement. We talk about it every week about, hey, who's going to have the momentum going in halftime, and for Medina to be down the entire half and go in, make it 28-26 is just absolutely phenomenal, knowing where this game was at one point. And for Shaker and that have an opportunity in that last drive to really not put anything together. They had no timeouts and they ran the ball. That's going to go into the half, and you're going to be kind of on a down slope. You don't have. It's actually a momentum killer. It's worse than not have. You just didn't make things happen there. So they're going to come out. Shaker has the ball. And I think whoever has the most gas in the tank come 4th quarter is going to go away with this game.
And that's usually where Coach Laird likes to hang his hat. He likes to wear other teams down, so we'll see if that's something that they're able to do. And I think, and usually when you come out in that 3rd quarter, it's going to be a test of that defense because those are you're coming out with those scripted plays, usually your best stuff because you want to put together a great drive. And if this Medina defense could come out there and make the stop on that first possession, it could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Right, that tone setter drive, you said it exactly right. It's a tone setter drive, and for Shaker, it's a time to, you may have gotten a little disarray at the end there, but it's a time to reorganize. Mm-hmm. You can look at everything and be very organized when you come out. And like you said, Jared, if Medina's defense can step up, get a turnover, force a punt, that's going to be a huge tone setter for the entire half.
Yeah. So we'll see what we get there. I know our Medina Musical Bees are getting set up here for their performance at the halftime. We want to make sure we get all the sights and sounds of them in here. We got a few seconds here where they're still trying to get everything situated. But again, this will be our last song. We'll remind me here with the second half. We'll make sure we talk about a lot of the things going on here. One, senior night. The seniors being honored here tonight, both for the band and also for the football team, as well as looking at the playoff future. Right now, both teams, Shaker and Medina, in some interesting situations here as we look towards the playoffs. And it's, to me, a unique season with football playoffs. But that's all things just to kind of tease you here for the second half. But right now, let's turn it down to the field and our Medina Musical Bees.
2023 edition of the Medina Musical Bees. Tonight, the Musical Bees are led onto the field by Head Field Commander Caden Straw and Assistant Field Commander Austin Perdue. Please put your hands together for these hard-working band members and welcome your award-winning and grand champion, Medina Musical Bees. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to tap your toes and laugh your socks off as our Looney Tunes themed competition show takes the field in its full entirety. Please enjoy Tune After Tune. Sponsored by the Acme Cake.
Musical Bees, as always. Great performance by them. And as I mentioned before, we had senior night earlier here this evening. And I know Matt Tomek and Beck Zwick were on top of that here this evening. We got us some shots of the seniors as they worked their way across the field.
My name is Becky Parker, President of the Board of Education. Welcome to
Great to have them out and honored here during pregame. They also honored the band and those senior members as they came out onto the field. So it was a great evening, a great event for that. We'll have that footage here for you momentarily. Yep, and we'll take a look at it now here. And there you see number 52 coming across the field, Tommy Prock. I'm sorry, Gannon Manifel. My fault, Gannon. There's Gannon being honored here before the game. He's a senior, one of the defensive linemen. Then you see number 12 right there, Dylan Whitehill, one of the senior wide receivers, a valuable asset to this wide receiver core. Then you see Jack Wojak also coming across, being honored with his family. Great to see him. So yeah, it was just great to see those seniors come across. And actually, I guess why we have a moment here before we start the second half, go through and list some of those. You have Austin Knowles, Jeffrey Marshall, Jack Wojak, Cameron Hathaway, Nathan Nunn, Braden Walker, Dylan Whitehill. Then you have Nathan Angus, Braylon Schramm, Chris DePasquale, Dan Stoddard, Colin Grice. Run down the list here. John Estes, Trenton Shaw, Logan Peters, Gannon Manifel, as we saw in the video just a few moments ago, Reed Hinkle, Evan Hathcock, Donnie Taylor. You also had Cole Huntley, Pete Jarvis. We've talked about Pete a lot here tonight with some of the great blocking he's had here this evening. Hayden Shinevy, and then also Caden Ferguson. So those are your seniors that have put forth their heart and soul with some great teams that they got to play with here in Medina. Some great playoff runs with those guys. They're going to have a great stories to tell as they come back for their class reunions in the years to come with both Stoddard and Drew Aller as their quarterbacks while they got to play here. So, and also looking to some bright futures as some of these kids move forward and what they're going to accomplish in their collegiate careers as well as academics. So a great job and congratulations to all those. Congratulations to all the senior marching band members. Appreciate all the efforts they put in all season long to get where they are, and all the efforts they have, and enjoy the rest of their season as they'll move inside. Nick was out gathering information there as we head to the half. I just was going through the whole senior class for everybody and congratulating all those seniors and their hard work that they put into this football program. And I was telling everyone the great memories they're all going to have. And think of the class reunions where they get to come back and tell the stories of being with Stoddard and Aller and some of these records and things that have happened during their 4 years.
Absolutely a historic time, for Medina football. And those guys, it's kind of neat because they've played together, ever since they were 7, 8 years old out on the flag fields and just kind of worked all the way through. And you get to a point where, this might be the last time you put the pads on.
Yeah.
So it's a bittersweet kind of thing where you had a lot of fun, you made a lot of memories, and that's what sports are about. You make all those memories, and at some point you have to hang it up. But like you said, anytime that you're at a class reunion, you played with these guys, you remember how you felt. You remember some of the guys in the league that maybe were, you see them, maybe they're D1 college guys. I covered him, I played against him.
Yeah.
Just a ton of memories with football.
Think about all the matchups with Ignatius, with Eds, the ESPN game with Menor up in Menor, the great games they've had this year, even though they haven't been on the winning side. But the tight one of up in Menor again this year, the great matchup with Cleveland Heights. Just a lot of great football these kids get to share the memories of.
Right, and I've been doing football here at some level in Medina since 1997. And so if you went back then, like the 90s, the early 2000s, to think about like all the things you just brought up, it just seemed improbable. Mm-hmm. And now here we are, week after week, watching this team that just keeps passing down this tradition now. And, Medina's put themselves way up, in the state of Ohio with football. And to put the TV on Saturday and watch some of these guys playing on national TV. That's really special.
It is, and you touch on the state level, and that good segue for me to touch in on the playoff pairings. You're looking at Division I, Region I for Medina. Right now sitting at the 6th spot. They've clinched the playoff spot, so the pressure's off, but now it's a matter of where you fall. And now it's expanded where you take the top 16. So those first 8 get home field for that first round of the playoffs. So that's something you still want to achieve and you still want to work towards. And that's something Medina, as you kind of run through the scenarios, they could possibly move up as good as 5th, and they could, in a worst-case scenario, drop down to 7th. So it looks like they will be locked into a home game. But again, you just talk about how you look at these teams, and your top is Canton, McKinley, Wadsworth, who we beat, is up there 7-1. Cleveland Heights 7-1. Lakewood 6-1. Then it runs into these teams that are in the middle, and man, it just drops off after that, because then you've got probably the last 4 or 5 teams that are coming to the playoffs. They might only have one win when they hit playoff time.
Right, and if you get the home field advantage, that's awesome. I would say when I look at the top there, the team you really don't, you don't want to play. Anybody doesn't want to play is St. Edwards. They're sitting at the 4th spot right now, and I think their loss was to Canton McKinley. If I'm correct, that's who I think that their one loss was to. And that team is that team has if you look at their offensive line and they're really stacked with talent. But Medina, I think, can beat on a good day, can beat any of these teams.
Well, yeah, I think Coach Laird would be willing to see. Of course, you're not going to see him in the first round, but more than willing to look at someone in that second round. Hard to guess at that bottom now, as I said, because it does kind of drop off with those records. But if it ended today, you were looking at Medina sitting in the 6th spot, which would put them against the 13, which would be Ignatius, which could be a scary. But they're 1-7. An Ignatius team that lost Coach Kyle last year, coming in with a new coach, new set of skills here. But that could be a deceptive 1-7 Ignatius team too.
Right, that would be the sleeper that you really don't want to see. And also Brunswick down there. If Brunswick sneaks in, that's another team that if they put everything together, could be a scary team to play.
And I would think, as you look at that, Euclid should jump them on points, because in any possible scenario, Euclid is in the driver's seat to jump Ignatius. So that, like I said, there's so much variation that's going to happen, probably 12 through 16 in the next 2 weeks, to really shake that one out. But Medina looks like they're locked. Worst case of 7, best case of 5.
Right, and so they're in a spot right now where just be injury free the next 2 games. I mean, that's the big thing. Remain injury free, keep your players healthy, and roll the dice in the playoffs. And I think, again, playoffs in any sport, you have 2 seasons. You have kind of like 3 seasons. You have the preseason where you play your scrimmages and you get things ready. Then you have your regular season. And then the special season is the playoffs. And if you get everything clicking when you in any sport in high school, right when you go into the playoffs, and that's your focus, that's when the team can catch fire and do a lot of damage.
And I think we got some first half highlights we can show you here that we put together. Good job by Bexwick getting those for us. And there you see Medina hitting right away on the deep ball here. Good job by Knowles to high point that one and go up and get it. Great job by Stoddard to put it back, so he had to come back for it, and that would cap it off with Wojak taking in with great blocking. I mean, we were talking about how hard it is to learn to run block again after you've been pass blocking for so long, but able to do it there and get Wojak into the end zone.
Cooper Josephic going back to the fullback type of thing. And
but then you see him get behind the safety there. Holvey was the safety, number 8, and they connect right away, 74 yards right out of the gate to start the half. So Shaker showed they were ready to come out and make this one a shootout. And again, the quick flip here, the Medina defense answering the call to this run game and able to get back there. That's Cooper Josephic getting in there. And then again, that pressure again, forcing him out of the pocket, rolling, fires, and finds a man wide open. Again, breakdown defensively, allows the score to go in for Shaker. Then again, the little flip over the middle and just right on stride. Just effortless when you watch the quarterback throw that football. He really doesn't look like he winds up. Just a nice smooth throw. Just like you see here from Stoddard, who just kind of sits back and flings it at the corner of the end zone. finds his own open man, but just couldn't quite stay in bounds. So an opportunity lost there for the Bees, and then they do get it back, though, with the touchdown reception. Same man, same player. Let's just get it done a little more in bounds, and they get the touchdown. But again, Shaker ready to answer every single call that Medina had and just pounded out on the ground this time. 2 runs. Ahmed had the other one that they take for a score. That one put in by Caden King. Takes that one in for the score, and then Medina working quickly here. Just love this play here. Just a nice little screen. They set it up nicely, and Wojak shows that speed, that burst.
See the back of all the linemen right there? A perfect wall. I mean, that's blocked perfectly.
And then again, there's the run by King. Cuts it back up. Look at the drive, and then extends that ball across the goal line. Wanted to make sure he got that score for his team.
He's a big reason why Shaker is 7-1 right now.
Yeah, again, the way he throws the football and have that dual threat, just like we do ours. Loved how Stoddard scooped that one off the turf, gets the ball completed, and then just look at the strength here. I mean, a lot of time it's those ankle tackles that bring you down. And look at that. He just keeps those legs churning, those short strides, keep him on balance. And once again there, knocks him, but he keeps that balance up and dives for the goal line.
He never left the train track right there. He was in a straight line the whole way and not going to be stopped.
And then Stoddard, there's that fake where, look, everyone on that left side of the field, and then he just, or right side of the field, and then he just takes it to the left and goes in for the score, and that's where we stand now, 28-26 in favor of Medina. And now Medina was kind of slow coming out of the locker room, so I'm really curious what Coach Laird had to say to them and what was being talked about, but it's going to be Shaker working towards the swarm to start here this third quarter. And the defense will be first to step up to the challenge here, as Shaker will have the ball first.
You know, Jared, in the highlights there, we look at, you see on both sides, you see what we call blown coverages. And that's when somebody's wide open, you have a confusion in the coverage. And with the evolution of the high school passing game, also came the evolution of the high school secondary. And, back years ago, you ran man coverage, you ran cover 3, you ran cover 2, cover 4 came in, high schools are running it, and then, you started running a little bit of a nickel package, which you just added an extra guy to your cover 2 or cover 3. Now it's, well, if this guy does this, you're doing this, and so they're reading and moving the coverages on the run. It becomes very confusing, and it becomes... it's not as simple as it used to be.
Well, and you look at it, what Medina faces a lot of time with a 3-man front, then you can mix it even more because you could lock in, look to run a zone. I mean, you can give a lot of different looks in that secondary that makes it hard for a quarterback to pick up on exactly what he's facing.
Right. If you can get to if you can get to a passing team with 3 guys on the front line, and you can even stop the run with those 3 guys, the quarterback run. It's almost impossible to complete passes in 8-man coverage. It just really, you just don't know where guys are, where they're supposed to be.
And that's kind of what Olentangy did to us early in the season. Did a great job getting the pressure in. And Shaker early on in this one was doing well with that as well.
And most teams now, they're, for Medina, they'll rush 3, but they'll try to spy with the quarterback one, which... Now you have 7 guys in coverage. It could be a little bit more predictable where those defenders are, but 8 makes it really hard. You have to account for 1 to 2 guys that just may not even have responsibility other than to just look for the ball.
All right, so now, hold on here, Nick. The ball is actually upright this time.
Well, that's something's going on here. So we have something going on, I'm sure. Shaker Heights notices that the ball's up in the air.
So with the lead, you're just going to kick it away and try to pin them back a little bit here? Nope, just as I say that, they decide to scoop it.
Oh, it's in a dead area.
Oh, it was so close to the sideline.
Wait a minute. We're looking here.
They have it, but I think the ball went out of bounds. I think that's what the problem was. Now, the good news is it was touched before it went out, so you shouldn't have the penalty. But, boy, that was very close. If that would have been another yard in bounds, I think we would have came away with it.
Well, Jared, you noticing the ball was up there and something was going on, I think maybe special teams coordinator someday.
I'll have to work with Coach Sutherland on that and get my skills ironed out.
No, I wasn't thinking Medina. I was thinking like, Ohio State, like Big Ten.
Well, hey, I'm glad you want to promote me that highly that quickly. Although a lot of these guys come from the video room, right? They come from the tape rooms and
That's
become
true.
head coaches later.
That's right.
So Shaker starting off. They fake the wide receiver screen. Oh, had a man wide open, and that's the first bad throw that the QB has made, and he knew it.
He rushed it.
He knew it.
That was
Abdullah Ahmad just beside himself for that throw.
And that was that right there is the play that you saw on film that you knew your guy was going to be open. You're like, if we do X, Y, Z, we're going to have this man open. We give it to him. We're going to score.
And I think he would have scored on that one. They go right back to the ground here. And Medina has done a good job other than the 2 touchdown runs down near the goal line. But anything else, they have done a good job of getting to that football and leaving them to only a 1 or 2 yard gain, usually a loss of yardage when they've been on the ground.
And so Shaker, huge opportunity on first down to, maybe go to the house. Now looking at a 3rd and 8.
See if they come back with a wide receiver screen here.
Medina looks like they're going to be bringing the heat, and they are. They're bringing 6.
Oh, he's got a man wide open in front of him. Oh, and he overthrew him again. Had a man that just ran across the sideline stride for stride with him, and he couldn't hit Colin Richard, the man that was wide open. And again, just overthrew him. And that's tough, again, rolling out on trying to throw the football as you roll out. You tend to float it a little bit.
So the coaching staff draws up 2 plays or brings up 2 plays that they noticed, at halftime that this is what we have to do. And both times, I mean, that's one of those ones where the guy's too open and kind of rush things.
The Bees got pressure on the outside from both the left and the right the last time Shaker punted because they know they want to give Knowles that chance. This time they're going to set up for the return for Knowles.
Right at him.
And that could be dangerous as he splits it up the middle, runs into his own man, or else he might have got a few more out of it. Some extracurricular going on. Hopefully, nope, the flag came in. As we saw someone get their helmet ripped off. Oh, that was Cooper getting his helmet ripped off. But we'll see who they catch first in that one.
This will be a big call here.
It was a lot of extracurricular. It's just a matter of which one they caught.
Well, maybe they'll go offsetting here.
That's going to have the coaches incensed because it could have gone either way. But I think the deciding factor was the ripping of his helmet off, and that was the difference.
Well, that's going to put Medina deep into Shaker Heights territory. Shaker Heights comes out, has 2 wide open receivers that are missed, kicks the ball off, and winds up giving it to them, Medina, after the penalty, all the way down to the
33, it looks like, yeah.
Right. So Medina can, like you said at halftime, Jared, you said if Medina's defense could come out, get a big stop, which they did, could really set the tone for the rest of the game. And now,
A little power football here from the Bees.
last time they got in this formation, they ran a counter tray. Well, this is the Maryland eye here. Counter.
Oh,
sure
nice
what that was,
job
but-
to just go by the blocker. Who shot in there so quick? The defensive end for Shaker, number 7. Jasir Edie flew in there and just overran the play.
Medina picks up 2 yards on the play. 3, actually. Officially, it's 3.
So is this just a different look, or are they actually trying to work a little clock out of this? Now, they will throw out of this formation as well. I've seen it done in practice, but again, this power eye. And look at Shaker, everybody in the box.
Got a flag.
Too many men? That's what they're counting right now.
It's on Shaker.
Yeah, too many men on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 12 of them.
It's always best.
I knew
to
they
have
looked like the
12.
box pretty full. They had 12 up there.
Well, so this is, you're kind of doing that march right now. And so Coach Laird setting up, you think of momentum and everything, and you think about, all right, they missed their 2 big plays. They had the big penalty. We have it in their side of the field. And if you do this march now and you get 3 to 4 yards, 3 to 4 yards, it really takes all the energy out of another team.
Well, and believe it or not, something we're not familiar with. It works a little bit of that clock as well.
Look at the line just getting massive
Extra
push.
work. That was Cooper Josefsik on the carry. Just a great job carrying the football there. Had the blockers, kept those legs turning, and gets the first down. Takes it inside the 20, down to about the 15-yard line.
And we talked, at halftime about these guys flag football all the way up. Cooper Josefsik was a running back, actually, his entire career coming up, and, played both ways. And now is linebacker. Obviously has...
Again, now as he's kind of the fullback in this eye. And he's play fake as Stoddard's out in front, and it's Wojak trying to give him that lead block. Nice stutter step. What a move by Stoddard. Cuts it back inside and takes it in for the score. 16-yard run by Stoddard, and the Bees get their first drive, and they're in the end zone.
What a neat play call. You set that up by going motion and then running Cooper Josefsik, and then right after that you go motion and QB keeps, goes out, and basically what he sets it up into is almost like a punt return. You're in open space with Stoddard, and that's not a good place for Shaker Heights if you have open space with that type of running skill that Danny Stoddard has.
And just think about it. Good job by Coach Laird to just isolate. I mean, you ran those power runs, right side, and then you send them out here and look at how everyone moves. They move like they're blocking that right side, and it's basically him and Wojak. That's just the other two taking on the rest of Shaker, and Stoddard makes 4 guys miss and take it in.
Wojak basically takes out 2 guys somehow, just by getting in the way.
And smart by him. No,
yes.
Not to get a hold or anything, just kind of get in the way.
No, I'm thoroughly impressed with this offense, as I have been the last 3 years. It's very creative. You never know what the play call is going to be. It's not predictable.
And it's something we've seen too. That he brings this along during the season.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, what was a game film on just looking how this spread offense is run, now all of a sudden it goes, oh, now there's a run game we got to worry about. He just adds these different things to the files for the coaches.
Right, and it gets to the playoffs, and you think you're going out to stop 5 wide, and all of a sudden they're doing a 3 to 4 yard march down the field on you.
All right, the ball's back upright again. Well, it was. Now he's going to flip it, try it this way. There, he got to sit on the tee.
And Shaker Heights not adjusting. There is a big spot over here, 2 big spots here. I would draw them on here if I was John Madden, but 2 big spots, we call dead zones when you're kicking off. And there's the dead zone. Got to call for a fair catch there.
It's loose. I think Wojak has it. And it is signaled. Wojak came down with it. I was waiting on him to catch it on the fly. He waited on it to go to the Shaker player, and it bounced right off his pads and right into Wojak's hands.
Huge mistake by Shaker Heights. You always tell your up men, call for a fair catch when that ball's in the air. They have to stay away from him. You call for a fair catch, you can catch that without having guys all over you. Didn't call for the fair catch, and it's kind of hard to catch that.
He just pops it up in the air, and that ball came loose, and Wojak, again, the deep part of the field there, but then you'll see it come back into frame. And he came back and got it, but now Stoddard ready to go on the attack. Let's see if they take a shot. We talked about this before when Shaker got theirs. Did we take our shot? He steps up, looking to throw. Oh, what a job. Oh, the ball came loose, and it's back. It's still loose. Who's it? We got bodies everywhere. Let's see who's going to come away with it. Who's fighting at the bottom of the pile?
On the 3rd attempt, Shaker Heights.
Medina saying they have it.
2 guys from Shaker were in. Yeah.
And now they're going to say Shaker has it.
And we have a player down.
We have a Shaker player down. That's one just trying to make a little extra happen, and the ball pops out of there. Let's take a look here on the replay. Yeah, it was the guy that tried to fall on it the first time. I don't know if he took a shot to the head there or what happened. You immediately saw him reach up to grab his head, so we hope he's okay as you see the scrum for the football. And Medina thought they had it. So what a turn of events. Medina, the momentum, thought they had it there on the kickoff. Let's slow it down here and take a look and see what happens. Stoddard just trying to make something happen. You can't fault him for that, but just gets it punched out right there. Now watch, this is the player coming through that gets hurt. Goes for the football. I didn't really see anything
hit his
there.
Head.
Just hit his head on the ground.
And usually in football, you know, if you get tackled, you get hit really hard with a helmet, but it's the ground just doesn't have any give.
And you saw it immediately, hands to the head, so it's a hard shot to the ground. We hope he's okay. It looks like they're going to get him up a little bit. Nice to see Coach Laird is out there as well.
Louis DeJesus, the athletic trainer, just a few steps away on the scene immediately. Looks like he is going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to do a thorough check of him as he heads over.
But always concerning when even in drills, like if your head goes back and it hits the turf or the ground, that's the one that'll get you, because just absolutely no give. So 2 sudden changes there. You know, Medina gets the onside kick and then happens to turn it over the next play.
And then the injury kind of slows it down here, and a 9-point difference. Could have been a huge opportunity there for the Bees to kind of extend the lead. Now the call to the defense again. They are up to the task on the first possession of Shaker to start the game. And let's see what they can come away with here in this next possession.
Now, Jared, you're picking it up every time where the ball's placed and what's happening. Shaker Heights on their end, you would think would be picking that up as well and maybe moving a guy or two into those dead zones.
And now here, I have not seen him go back to the wide receiver screens that were so successful in the first quarter for them. The Bees fake the pressure, drop back, and good thing they did, because it's the player that dropped back that makes the stop. And Cooper Josefsik fake blitz, dropped back, and made the tackle there on that running play.
I'll tell you what, sometimes he's hard to account for, and if you can't account for Cooper Josefsik, the way he's built, the strength, the power and the motor, it's just.
Oh, Shaker almost had a chance if they could have quick snapped that. Could have caught Medina sleeping there a little bit. I love this now. They are just floating Cooper everywhere, just kind of making him see where he can wreak havoc. Now he moves from the inside to the outside at the bottom of your screen. And here he comes from the outside, bringing that pressure. And just had to get rid of it because he was getting pressure from up the middle and from that side.
Jared, you're right. I just feel like the Shaker offense that was clicking, it's like they went to a whole different playbook, and
I mean,
it was with that last drive of the half.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And it comes out the 4-man front.
10 seconds on the play clock.
Bringing 6.
Away. And they got in there. Oh, reading that perfectly. And I thought going in for that was Camden Sokolowski. I thought he was going to get it. But again, you're right. I don't know what it is. They were in such a flow in the first and second. And like you brought up, something about that last drive before half, they have just not seemed in sync here since then.
So Shaker in a punting situation. 4th down and 9. 8:45 left to play. Medina leads 35-26.
Special teams moving, coach moving Austin into the right position to return this. And let's see what the Bees do this time, if they come after or drop back in coverage to help. They're bringing them. And we got flags coming in. And he's going to go down. Gets sacked. I think they were drawing up was it the jump a fake or just the pressure? He couldn't get it away. I was watching what the flag was.
I just feel like it was a high snap and didn't know what to do, but we'll see what the flag is here. This says
usually if you don't stop the play, it's against the defense. So I don't know if we were offsides or what happened there. Let's see.
If it's a 5-yard penalty, it'll make it 4th and about 3.
It was at the line of scrimmage, so it's either going to be a false start or an offside.
It's on the offense, a legal
You
formation.
decline that. Yeah. Turnover on downs off the high snap. So the Bees take great advantage of the defense there on the punt. Let's take a look again. I totally missed. Yeah, you're right. Look at that snap. You see, even on our camera shot, that thing was sailing high. And yeah, he just had nothing to do with it. And Cooper Josefsik Cam Sokolowski just goes in and makes that tackle.
Been better off running that in for a safety, if he could have made it.
Run backwards. So the Bees, after all this back and forth, now have the football at the 26-yard line of Shaker.
And a score here might just put it away.
And it's going to be Stoddard on the ground again. Instead of his arm stretching it to the outside, cuts it back, just making Shaker tacklers miss. Got wrapped up and hit from behind. Number 25, Brian Mitchell, in there on the stop for Shaker.
Stoddard cut back maybe 6 times in that run, and
yeah, it's amazing how much you can see how much Shaker over pursues by how he's able to make those cutbacks and make guys miss.
And they're down to just diving at the legs at this point, trying to trip him up.
Well, does that go back to your point as far as conditioning and who's going to get worn down first? Nice job chasing in and making the tackle, not giving Wojak much of a chance to. Did he get enough for to move the chains? Yes, he did.
And I'm seeing, just overall, energy-wise, just game plan, everything.
Now, then, if you're the nose guard, you at least got to make it dramatic if you're going to go. I don't know if the center flinched a little or what there, but nose guard just obliterated the center.
Yeah, not fun right there if you're Reed Hinkle and you have a nose guard that gets the free shot on you.
He'll take the 5 yards and make it a 1st and 5 for the Bees at the 10-yard line. Stoddard on the keep. You could see him creeping forward even before the snap got to him. And look at him just slice and shuffle his way through the defense and in for the score.
I mean, he almost hides for a second. He gets behind one of his linemen, he hides, he stoops down, and then finds a hole, goes through it, and sits down again and goes through another one. I mean...
And just the footwork that's involved with that.
Right, the left, the cutback. Nice job by Danny Stoddard. That's going to put it at 41-26. We went from a game to Medina now pulling away.
Okay, we had 11. I was making sure. I was counting there. I didn't know if we didn't have enough or not, but we had 11 on that one. Look again. Look,
so
left, right.
Yep.
Left, right, left.
Sits down.
Right, left again.
There he goes.
Yeah.
He's using his blockers to just,
patience. Yeah, not
patience.
going so quick.
Maximum, potential from each blocker. And you don't even have to have a smash mouth block. You just have to be there, be in the right spot. And Danny Stoddard can work around you. It's almost like an obstacle course.
And think about each of these runs. He's not getting touched. If so, it's someone barely getting a hand on him.
Well, we had the one big hit, Mitchell, I think.
Yeah, they got it from behind.
The backside hit on the cutback, and that is it. He is really not taking, like you said, Jared, not taking a big shot other than that.
Well, and what I loved especially there after having the fumble on the last drive is he had that ball tucked nicely as he ran each time. He was protecting that football not to have that happen again. All right, let's see. What are you going with? Sideways or upright?
Well,
oh, you took too long. You can't do that to me. Upright.
Yeah, I'm sitting here waiting for him to put it on there to give you the answer. Like I said, we've all had long weeks, Jared, so, it's Friday night.
Hey, I appreciate your effort here tonight. You were racking up the highway miles back and forth today to get back here. We appreciate you making it back here to be a part of this.
So upright, so they did fill in the dead spot. There is a guy there. He should call fair catch. He's not.
Oh, and he's got it. Whoa, that's the danger of it, though. If he gets by that tackle.
You have to tell your players, you have to call fair catcher. And I'm just, Because if you've got 4 to 5 guys coming at you with no blocking, it just becomes a dangerous thing. I mean, you have nothing in front of you.
It was James Wood that came away with that reception on the return.
And that's, I don't, you probably remember way back, Jared, way back. Let's go way back before they had the onside kick rule change.
Wait, is this way back like the first homecoming you gave a few weeks ago?
We're going back to the late 80s, maybe 90s.
Okay, so I had to grasp.
We're not going that far back.
Before the fair catchers.
Right, but you could put 11 guys on one side and bring them all to the ball, and that was just a dangerous thing.
Now looking to take the deep shot. Floats it up there, has a man. Davis able to bring him down. He got caught as he looked back. He kind of lost his man as he looked back at the quarterback and able to make the reception. And that's that offense Shaker had working early on as Cameron Jackson comes away with the reception.
Right, and they went away from all that. They totally went away from that. They went to a run game, and it just... Now Shaker sitting in the 1st and 10 on the 15.
Back, and then they go right back to the run game.
And Medina's playing a great... You said it earlier, Jared, they're doing a great job on the run. They're playing downhill. They're keeping guys off of their linebacker. You look at Cooper Joseph, if you keep guys off him, if you demand a double team, if that's your game plan, he'll make 90% of the tackles. You just got to keep guys off him.
And that's what that defensive front's done tonight. They've done an excellent job of that.
And Estes as well. You have 2 linebackers back there that can clean things up.
Oh, he's bobbled the snap, somehow pulls it in, and then did the smart thing. When the play is broken down like that, you just tuck and run. Does so and gets it inside the 5.
Is that enough for a first?
It should be enough for the first down, make it a 1st and goal. That's a heads-up play by him. Just had a bad snap. The play was busted. Just controlled it, got a hold of it, and ran it up the middle.
1st and goal from the 3.
He's shuffling their defense around to get set. Luckily, Shaker has to look to make a play adjustment off Medina's movement. They try to go to the ground again and spins, but the Bees are there to swarm him up. And it's going to be a personal foul. Now, the bad thing, it just basically gives them another 1st down, and they'll be half the distance.
Is it a face mask?
Boy, I didn't see anyone get his face mask. Whoa, I don't know about that. I saw Josefsik just come right in, and I thought that's what they're going to get him for, leading with the helmet, but...
I missed it, and
I didn't see it either.
So half the distance and another 1st down. So 1st and goal again from the 3.
They tend to like to keep kind of a read option here as they move it up more half the distance. Again, they're working their math on the chain movement here.
I mean, if you're gonna do zone read, you better hand it off. You better hand it off. Medina has the cute. Okay, now they're gonna.
Little cat and mouse of where they're shifting here, but I think it's going to be Ahmed keeping. Nope, it's going to give to the tailback. And the Bees stack him up. They're trying to push him in, but the good force for the defensive front to push him back. He's still going to be about a yard short.
Yeah, Medina has the quarterback side sealed off. And, if they did zone read, if the quarterback would have kept on that last, and they switched it around to try to get a favorable thing, but Medina shifted as well. And kind of doing a nice job on the run. Can't say enough about what they're doing on the run tonight.
Cornell Beard next to Ahmed. And Ahmad throws the fade, and the receiver in running the wrong route there. I think the little miscommunication brings up a 3rd and goal. Definitely 4-down territory here for Shaker, so I'm not too worried here. I'm sure the coaches aren't either about what they run.
Medina digging in right now, bringing in some reinforcements.
They're bringing in some up front help to try to clog anything up the middle here.
Dylan Forster enters the game.
I think you got to watch the fake and watch Ahmad try to run to the outside here. Nope, they go up the gut again, and the Bees are there to stack them and push them back another yard again.
And they are having some fun down there in front of the Swarm right now.
All it's going to take is if they do this, if I'm Shaker, I'm running a play fake up the middle and let him just boot to the outside.
Well, and Jared, how many times, we've talked about it. If you can't get under center, if you only have shotgun, you're always starting 3 yards behind.
Right.
I mean, if you're under center on the 1, you don't really have far to go.
All right, let's see what Shaker has in their playbook here. Ahmad takes the snap. Whistle's blown. Is it a timeout by Shaker? It is.
I mean, essentially the game for Shaker is on the line. Not for Medina. Medina's got 42. Shaker's got 26. But if you're Shaker Heights, if you want to share this conference title or whatever, you're going to have to get the ball in right now. So a good time to burn a timeout and think about it, because this very well might be your season, this 4th and goal from the 3. But you would think you have a lot of different plays right here. And the reason you'd have a lot of different plays is because you work on 2-point conversions all the time. The ball's sitting right where a 2-point conversion would be. It's on a little bit towards the left hash, or it's almost on the left hash. But one of your 2-point conversion plays that you're working on all the time.
And that's a great point. It's a play you've run all the time, so you're comfortable with it. So that's what you should be looking to call right here.
And so typically a 2-point conversion play that everybody runs is you have on one of these sides where you have the 2 receivers, you just have one go out, one go in, and you throw to the out guy. You run a little bit of a pick.
Like a pick, yeah. And it looks like they go right across the middle. Diving, did he knock it down, or was there a catch? No catch.
No good. Medina takes over.
I think it was Sokolowski that dove down there and got in front of it. That ball was way underthrown.
They left it really short.
Almost how sometimes when you try to aim it, you end up putting a little too soft, and I think that's what he did there. So what a stop by the Bees. Now, got to take care of the football here. This is a key point. You're pinned deep in your own territory.
Well, Medina, the way they're running the ball 3-4 yards a pop, they're doing it here and there. Right now you could bring that power formation and push this ball down the field.
Trying to see what we're coming out with our, looks like we're going to go that power run.
That wasn't even that was a 5-down stop because
the penalty.
Stopped them with, had the penalty.
You don't want to mess around here. You got to make sure you control that line of scrimmage, get that push to give these guys a chance to get positive yards, and we're going to throw out of it. And a wide open man, Cooper Josefczyk.
See ya. Nobody's catching him.
97 yards.
Oh,
what
boy.
A play call.
And it is to the house. Get that man some oxygen. He just went 98 yards.
Again, Coach Laird dialing up that play I mentioned earlier in the game, how they'll throw out of that formation, and they just set that play up perfectly. Probably the hardest throw of Stoddard's career right here. He's so wide open. You want to make sure you put it right on the money. And he does. And look at the speed from the big guy.
Well, again, you're going up against Coach Laird. What you're thinking, nobody in the whole place is thinking you're going to throw the ball. And, hey, he's going to dial it up. He always does what nobody else is thinking, and that's what makes a good offensive coordinator.
And what a good job by the receiver there. If you notice that on the replay, he could have turned and tried to block. Instead, he just kind of ran in the way and didn't take a risk of any penalty and just let it go.
No, you have a guy with world-class speed in the open. Hey, you're right. No need to do anything silly. Just
what a great play call.
And that makes it 49-26. What once was a close game, what once was Shaker Heights leading by 2 scores, I believe, is now sitting at 49-26. Medina with a 23-point lead.
Yeah, that's definitely, you've seen a change here in this second half. Defense, I mean, coming out and stopping that first drive of the third quarter, the goal line stand right there. The defense has been up to answer the call here.
No, they have stepped it up big time. A whole different look here this second half by the Medina defense.
All right, it's officially even now with the ball being placed upright or sideways here today. The odds are even on that now.
You know what? I would keep kicking it over here to this. Well, they just switched. They just Shaker Heights.
Yeah, as soon as the huddle broke, they switched.
They switched personnel and brought their back guy up and their up guy back.
That's going to go. Oh, I thought it was cruising towards the out of bounds, but they get it to the up. Their switch might pay off here as he goes the other side. Shaking tackles. It's going to get brought down right about midfield.
Yeah, just Cameron Jackson, just at the last second, they did the little switcheroo where he went up to that spot with the up man, switched him to back, and
so now if you're Shaker, do you go back to what we saw in that first and second quarter, a little more urgency, a little more from the passing game? I don't think you can keep trying to play around too much other than quarterback runs with this run game anymore.
Right, and Shaker Heights really hurt themselves when they had a fourth down they didn't go for. They also had the quarterback pooch punt that didn't work. And then the end of the second quarter, those were all momentum killers.
Yeah.
And Medina, to their credit, has fed on that and taken advantage.
Should be in the zone here because there's not anyone on the slot receiver. Oh! And he goes down with a sack, getting in there. 56 of Medina. Hello. Welcome to the quarterback, Cliff Nicholson.
Cliff Nicholson comes out of nowhere and lays a whopper of a hit. Look at it here.
Yeah, just a bull rush from the outside. And he was loading up to throw deep to a receiver on this far side of the field that was getting open.
Cliff Nicholson, one of those wrestlers, and that's one of those wrestler type of takedowns, just slammed to the mat, turf.
About a 7-yard loss. They go back to the ground game, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Still going to be short of that on the carry. Caden King.
Gets kind of exciting when you start seeing the big hits going on. Medina defense so happy for them this second half to really step it up, step up the tackling effort, step up the pursuit. Cooper Josephic being a leader out here, taking charge.
Pressured again, we get a flag. Now, the way he threw that, and it's going to be intercepted. Sokolowski, who missed one earlier, comes away with it, but I'm curious where that's thrown if we're going to have a defensive hold.
Sokolowski, good coverage.
Yeah, it's going to be holding against the defense, so that's not going to allow the turnover to happen.
That'll be an automatic first down. Well, let me see here.
So the defense will stay out.
Not an automatic first down in high school like it would be in the NFL. 10-yard penalty, it'll make it a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, so they went from being deep to a manageable 3rd down here. Again, the Bees have been stout against the run. Let's see what Shaker goes with here on 3rd and 1. You figure it's 4-down territory. You could try to take a shot here.
Not able to get under center. It's just a tough one when you have this short of yards because you have the QB keep. You have so many different things you can do.
Well, it's been giving it to King, the center, leaning into the defensive line so he can see the play call from the coaches. Goes for a little out route, nicely done, thrown, and it has to go out of bounds, though, as the pass led him that way, but it's good for a first down. Moves the chains, puts the ball at the 32-yard line.
Still a lot of time left in this one.
Well, and that's what you like here, that this, you're making Shaker work clock to try to get down the field. Like 2:40 here in the 3rd.
You're right, Jared. No big plays. I mean, that's got to be what you're thinking right now. No big plays. You're seeing some cushion on the receivers now.
And pressure in the backfield as he's getting pursued. And just like we brag about Stoddard able to shake the pocket, some great moves here by Ahmad as he's like run by everybody once, I think, and before finally being brought down. And still not enough for a first down. That was probably the longest 8 yards he's ran in his life there. 9 yards are going to get
Tell you
him.
what, to be able to get out of what he was in, they were looking at maybe an 8-yard loss
Yeah, they
right
were.
there. And Ahmad picks up.
Yeah, Abdullah Ahmad's shown some great poise there at quarterback. And as you stated earlier, it's a good reason why you're seeing Shaker at 7-1. Takes that shot towards the corner and dropped. He had his man. It was in his hands and just slipped through the jersey.
You know, and that one, Ahmad put the ball on the money.
Yeah, it was Trey McNutt that couldn't quite pull that one down.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
So again, 4-down territory. You can look to throw again, or you think they're going to just try to run and get the first here?
Well, I'll tell you what, Medina's defense on this short yardage has been stellar. So, I mean, I think you almost have to throw.
They try to set up a screen, and somehow it's almost exactly. He's trying to aim that football.
Yeah, it's like short-arming it.
Yeah.
It's not really making that confident throw right now.
It's kind of what you tell in baseball. Sometimes you'll tell a pitcher, hey, just quit aiming, just throw. And
right.
That's almost what he has to get back to doing there. He's just trying to aim the football. But it brings up a 4th and 1. Now let's see if they go to the ground. Design QB run here. Nope, hand off to the... Oh, it is the QB. He even got me on the fake. And look at the nifty moves. Again, why don't they go to that? Right
well, you
there.
got me also
right
because
in.
typically you don't go that way. I mean, that was a well-designed play, and they get to the house.
So Abdullah Ahmad takes it into the house and just shows that great footwork. And
I'll tell you what, the speed on Abdullah Ahmad, we have not seen a quarterback like that yet, where he can just take off.
well, I mean, sometimes you just got to put the ball in your best player's hands and let him do something with it, and that's what Shaker did there to get the score. Now they're going to go for 2 to try to make this a 15-point ball game. Trying to buy time. Now flips it. Has a man, but he can't complete it to him. That's an interesting 2-point conversion there, though, because even if you get the 1, it makes it a 16-point game, which is still a 2-score game. Now you've left it to a 3-score game because you didn't get it. Now let's take a look at these runs we were bragging about Ahmad, and there, like you said, that was close to maybe even a 10-yard loss.
Wow.
And just uses that footwork and that movement and just shakes tackles, just like we talked about Stoddard doing. Just make people miss and use that footwork and that speed. He turned that from a 10-yard loss to a 9-yard gain, and then look at this run right here.
What a patient fake there.
And the good cutback and the speed. Look at him and usually we're a pretty fast team, and just the speed to outrun us there on that one.
It kind of reminds me of Michael Vick, the way he's running.
Yeah.
Some of those.
All right, well, Shaker has gotten us with one of their little pooch kicks as well, so hopefully the Medina front is ready for that. Looks like we kind of have our hands team up front ready and ready to go. Now, again, if they could put one high, that's a dangerous zone there between the 40 and the 25.
So, one of the most exciting plays in football. An onside kick coming up. Might be too early for it. I mean, it's 32 to 49.
Well, they got the turnover earlier with it, so.
Quarter to play.
There he is. He's going to try to drop it in that dead zone. And it's fielded nicely. And diving forward smartly with that football, number 19 of the Bees. Did I read that right? Or 16?
Well, 19's Danny
Yeah, I don't think
Stoddard.
it was Stoddard out there, was it?
See, I'm like right now, I don't want to say, I thought it was Danny Stoddard, but I don't want to say it.
I know, I looked at
because
the number and I thought that's what it was, but I'm like, nah, that can't be.
Danny Stoddard must be on the hands team.
Yeah, that was Danny out there.
No, we're getting confirmation. I was sorry because none of us.
blew our minds there. That explains why he dove and got down quick.
Right, none of us up here could believe it, so we were checking ourselves.
And then he goes right back on the ground attack. I mean, this is just a clinic by how to run the football if you're a quarterback, whether you're Shaker or Medina. As Stoddard's going to be close to the first down. I think they're going to they're going to tell him to move the chains.
Now for Medina, all you're thinking now is first downs. You just got to keep moving the sticks. That takes time off the clock.
Bring Wojak in motion. They're going to flip the pitch to him, give him some room to run. I'd like to see him stay in bounds on that one. I know he went out after the gain, takes it to the 49.
Well, that is now set up for the pitch pass. The way he got back in behind, that'll be set up for later.
Mm-hmm.
Second and 5.
Almost get the jump by the nose guard. He goes back. They look back to coach to make sure the play's still on. Stoddard by himself. Takes the snap. Looks right. Fires right. Has his man. Oh, wow. Tightrope on the sideline again. He's making that an art form, but this time couldn't quite stay in bounds.
3 defenders around Knowles that time when he catches the ball. And only 1 converged, but there were 3 that were sitting on Knowles.
A good job by Stoddard to get rid of it quickly to get it to him as he was sitting kind of in that zone as they had him blanketed. Coach Laird with the signal in from the bench. Wojak comes in motion, now leaves. They set up the screen, but oh wow, nice job by Wojak to show speed. That play should have got caught in the backfield by Jasir Edie. Edie was all over him, and somehow, I don't know if he felt that or what, but he found another gear to just pull away from him.
Edie followed him everywhere he went, followed him on the play, everything, and positive yardage out of nothing right there, which is...
Do you think he felt him there? I don't know.
He had to. He was literally in his back pocket the whole play.
Wojak swings behind, takes the fake from the Stoddard, and Stoddard just loose again. Tucks that football, holds on to it. Oh, thought he was going to spin out of that one even. Gets brought down inside the 20.
I love that look there because, you know, when you're setting stuff up on offense, you have one play that sets up another play off of it. And then usually off of that, you have a play-action pass. Then off of that, you might have a trick play. And so you have this whole little package that you revisit through the game. And that's why things work. You just keep showing and here it is again.
Yeah. Now you're going to throw out of it, so it shows another option out of it. Oh, had a man, just couldn't quite get it to him.
And that was one where, yeah, you have them, but if you really put something into that pass, you risk a pick, and so you leave it a little bit low. And
he put it where only his receiver was going to have a chance at it, if there was going to be a chance at it, because he tried to find Whitehill on that one.
All right, so we saw 3 plays out of that look. Stoddard straight back.
And there's a man we haven't called too often tonight. Cam Hathaway comes away with that one.
And Cam Hathaway is one of those receivers that on certain nights when certain teams decide to shut other guys down and overcommit to them, he's the guy that comes up big.
I think it's only his second target. They tried him early in the game and hasn't seen a ball since then. Nice to see him get the reception there. Whitehill next to Stoddard in the backfield. And they're going to let the quarter run out. We'll head to the fourth with the Bees up 17 points, 49-32.
Well, and the other thing with Coach Laird that I've noticed up here is coming out of timeouts. Offensive plays out of timeouts, offensive plays, it switches to the quarter. Usually it's something that is going to score. So you're looking at a 3rd down and 3 here, but probably something drawn up, not to get the first down, but to put the ball in the end zone.
I'm just trying to watch the body language of the players as they head either way.
I'm going to watch the body language of the referees here.
I love how Coach is, look at us, he's just walking and coaching at the same time. Working his way down the sideline, talking to his offense.
Now, if he has a gum in, maybe some Hubba Bubba or something.
Yeah.
You're walking, chewing gum, and coaching. That's 3 things,
I
Jared.
think he can handle that.
I think so, too.
Me, not so much. I couldn't even handle when we lost our monitor up here in the first half.
I thought you did a great job. You look really busy over there. I'm sorry, I couldn't
trying to
help
get it
you with
working. Credit to Matt Tomek getting that one fired up and working for us here, so we've had it for the second half.
See what we got dialed up here for 3rd and 3.
Stoddard rolling right as Whitehill went in motion that way. He's looking right, fires back corner of the end zone, just overthrows his target, which was Whitehill. And we have a flag down over on that side of the field, so let's see if that's going to be a hold against Medina, or I didn't see if Stoddard got hit as he threw.
I mean, if it's a hold, you got a tough decision as a coach because
You want the points.
I mean, you can be 4th and 3, or you can be looking at
4th and 13.
3rd and 13. I mean, that's
3rd and 13.
with
yeah,
this
thank you.
offense, that's almost a coin flip. That's going to go against Shaker, a legal substitution.
So you take that and get the first down.
And that
So by
changes.
coming from the judge over there, he must have been running towards the sideline and didn't make it off by the snap. I totally missed that. I didn't see that. But I'm guessing from where the flag came, that must have been the situation. So in the favor of the Bees there with the penalty against Shaker. Stoddard keeps. Oh, he could have gone up the gut. Now still does, and he's going to power his way into the end zone for the score.
Such a patient runner, using his blockers again. That style of running is so hard to defend.
And there you just see the body language change on Shaker Heights.
Another great run by Danny Stoddard. Staying low, using your blockers, and getting it over the end zone.
Taking care of the football first and foremost, too. Just
That's going to make it 56-32. Another high-scoring game.
yeah, no kidding.
It's going to be a 3-score game here. It's 11:48 left. 3-possession game.
Now you say that, but what are we at now? 88 points? There were 81 scored in the first half alone in last week's game.
Just absolutely crazy how this offense puts up points. But it's become the norm.
Yeah.
It's just become what we expect.
Well, and I think the evolution of this offense is when we called games, I'll go back even before Aller's years. So you're probably 6, 7 years ago, you saw a lot more of the 3 and outs.
Right.
I haven't seen that a whole lot in these last, 5, 6 years.
Oh, and I remember talking to Coach Laird, and he went to this offense, and it's one of those things where you have to commit to it, and there's going to be a lot of pressure of you need to run the ball. You commit to something, and you get really good at it, and that's what it is. It becomes your identity, and now Shaker doing their switcheroo, but what they don't see is the ball's laying flat.
Yeah.
So this ball is getting squibbed. Smart move to get down.
The ball at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for Shaker Heights here with about 11:46 to go in the game.
But I remember those years ago, Jared, when there was the switch to the all pass and we weren't running the ball, and there's a lot of heat that comes with change, and you change and not everybody, you're seeing something new, but credit to Coach Laird for having the vision and determination to keep plugging away and making this thing work, and now, you're put up records that we would never think would be there. It's just crazy.
And just when you think you can't get more records, more of them happen, just like last week with the 7 touchdowns. And again, look at the pressure. Get in there, and the
Ball's loose. Ball's still loose.
And I think Medina's going to come away with it.
Medina ball. There is a flag on the field.
No, I think that was just thrown to mark the fumble. Great pressure getting in there, and let's take a look at it again here. We'll see who gets in there real quick. Coming around the end, untouched, and he just strips it away. 89 for
Chad Gatchell pokes his hand in there and punches it out.
And it was 13 on the recovery.
Well, Medina gets in here, we'll be at a running clock, and it went, I mean, what a game.
Yeah, went from so close, and like you said, Shaker with the lead, to Medina just coming in and basically controlling the second half.
It's like the first half and second half, it's like watching two different teams.
Stoddard rolling. Boy, he wanted to do that throw back across the field. Him and Knowles are talking to each other. Can he get it? Nope, he's going to tuck and run now. Good job to slide and safely get the first down.
I'd prefer that Stoddard would slide feet first right now and not take any unnecessary hits. Game is close to being in hand.
See what our flag is here.
We're going to be
block in the back.
Back at 1st and 10. If they move the ball back.
So a 10-yard penalty there for the block in the back, and basically just takes it back maybe a yard back now. They'll be at the 35, so 1st and 11 for the Bees.
Okay, I just looked at the signal here. It was chicken wing, raise the roof, chicken wing again. So, yes, we got chicken wing, raise the roof, whatever that is, but we're about to see it. Pass thrown incomplete.
Well, you sent two guys deep and kept one short, so you threw it to the chicken wing. The other two pushed it deep, and you threw the wing.
Jared, we're cracking the code here.
We are. I guess we shouldn't be doing that, huh?
No, probably not.
I don't know, but you talking like that here made me hungry.
I'm telling you, every week it's the grill that gets me.
I think you're right.
The grill just kills me.
I think it's just the science class. They make some formula and just let it go in the air.
Good stuff. Motion across formation.
Stoddard rolls left, now fires back down the middle, looking for his man Knowles. Knowles high points it, touchdown Medina.
He has the uncanny ability to do exactly what you said, high point every ball. He was by himself right there, and he could allow the ball to come down and easily catch it, but just out of,
instinct
training
and
instinct and reflex, he jumps up, high points it.
And great touch on that ball by Stoddard.
And I'm not sure what the yardage is right now, but I'm sure it is cranking up.
Oh, nice job to handle that snap. Puts it up and in as Kelps makes the kick. Let's take a look again here at this throw. This is Stoddard rolling left, slants and fires this. And look at that, you're right. I think Knowles was the only defender close enough to him was the official. And he just went up and high pointed that ball and made a great catch.
That ball was between 45 and 50 yards in the air. I mean, that's a heck of a throw.
And now with that extra points, that puts us in our 30-plus point differential.
63 to 32.
We'll put a moving clock into effect. I bet you Medina would love to have this score right now last week.
Would you happen to have any idea what yardage, passing yards that Stoddard's on?
No, when I got fighting with the monitor, I quit keeping my stats, so I'm a little off tonight.
I'm going to take a quick stroll here and see if I could figure it out.
So again, just a great job. We'll see how they place the ball here. If they're going to kick, they have not kicked it away, but just which way they're going to kick it, up or down with the placement of the football here. You're going to see it sideways, so it's going to be a squib kick again. And we await the kick. Spinning it right towards the middle of the field. Bounces right off of his jersey, and he's still trying to fall on it before the Bees tackle and bring him down as he falls down at the 37-yard line.
Well, fresh in from Albert Grindle at the Medina Gazette. Danny Stoddard has 454 yards passing and 96 rushing. So,
they need to start making a category like you have the triple-double in basketball.
Right.
If you throw for over 400, throw for over 400, run for over 100, and I don't know how many touchdowns you have to make that the triple-double.
Well, right. We have to make something like that with these stats getting. But, if you think about it, he's 46 yards and passing and 4 yards rushing from having 500 and 100, which
total
is
yards, yeah.
That's insane.
600 total yards, yeah.
600 total yards with 500 in the air and 100 on the ground.
Well, and then you think about it, at least 2 rushing touchdowns, and then through the air and the others? But again, even here, talk about kind of waving the flag. You don't see Shaker with any sense of urgency at all. I know the game's kind of gotten away from him, but you think you'd see a little more urgency getting up to the line and trying to get something to happen.
But you look at that play right there. That's what Shaker got away from. The short passage, let the receivers run. There was a chunk of the game where they got away from everything, and Medina really capitalized.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It was that last drive before the half. It just took them out of any kind of rhythm.
And I couldn't really make any sense of it. It just wasn't, with the time on the clock and everything, where you were on the field, it just. But credit to Medina. Anytime Shaker's tried to run the ball, Medina has just shut it down.
And see, again, look at it. They go to their screen game, and there's 9 yards right out of the gate. And that's what they were doing in that first and second quarter. And they just somehow went away from it and went to the ground game. And Medina was there to answer the call when that happened. It's now 2nd and 1 for the Raiders. Getting their offensive set ready.
Still 17 seconds left on the play clock. 8:29 on the game clock.
Quick pass over across the zone. Good pursuit. Josefsik just hunted that one down and made a great tackle.
And I've said a lot about Cooper Josefsik tonight, but over the years, you'll say, well, that kid really works hard, or this kid really works hard. His level of work, like weight room and training, for years, has just been on a level of its own. So to see him take over the field like he is tonight, it just doesn't surprise me.
Just the motor, always at high speed. He's giving pressure inside again. He has to force one up. Wow, there's a lot of hand fighting going on in the reception end of that one. It could have gone either way, but so no flag thrown, and they're down inside the 10 to the 5.
That was a really close one to be an offensive PI there.
Trey McNutt on the reception.
And if Shaker wants, 7 minutes left, it would take a miracle, but miracles do happen. They would have to get in here to stop the running clock.
I'm just happy to see him have some urgency again here. And they go right back to the ground game, which has not been anything for them tonight.
So 6:53, still have that running clock.
Yeah, you love the band getting a little noisy down there on that end of the field, trying to be a second advantage to the Swarm at the other end. Now trying to do their best at their end here to create some noises. Shaker's trying to get in from the 5. And he's going to get in for the score as the ball broke the plane. And that Aldo stopped the running clock with the score. It was 6:29 to go.
I think the band was a little bit louder than the Swarm this week.
The Swarm's kind of cleared out here a little bit. It's a little empty there. There it is, the whole center section. You can get your prime seating, Nick, right now. Maybe $10-15 I'll say the tickets.
It wouldn't be bad.
It was 6
I'll
minutes to go.
take the seat I have. I like this seat.
You like your seat here? Okay. Again, we want to thank Chris Smith and Josh Nass and Beck Zwick giving us the great replays. Josh and Chris on camera, and Matt Tomek keeping everything running smoothly when it doesn't always go smoothly up here, back in the booth. And Matt's like you, doing yeoman's work. He was in bright and early this morning for the in-service, and then back setting up here for tonight. So putting in the long hours. I think you two are competing for that today there, Nick.
He can win that anytime he wants. So, no, I did see Matt there doing all the work for the guest speakers and everything today.
And how were the guest speakers today?
Excellent.
That's great.
Learned a lot today. We had 2 different speakers in. They did an excellent job and talked about hope today, which was an excellent topic. And
oh, nice job to pick that one off. Is he going to... Yeah, they're going to call a touchback. Yeah, I was wondering why he stopped for a second. Like, oh, yeah, touchback.
I think everybody gets confused between the different levels of football.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the college, you watch college, you watch NFL, and I'm guilty of that up here where, you know, I probably should sit down at the beginning of the season and pull out the high school rule book and refresh some different things.
Well,
I'm guilty of that.
Different things change, absolutely. We kind of, until it happens, we don't think about it. And, of course, with that being the 2-point try also, once he intercepted it, the play was...
No, I still,
done.
it's bothering me. I still don't understand on that, the one kick.
I don't either.
It didn't go out of bounds. I'm just not sure what happened there. Unless there was like
all I can think of is if, as he was recovering, he was out of bounds.
Okay, like a leg went out or something.
Yeah, that's the best answer I have for it right now.
All right, definitely an onside kick coming here.
Yeah, our hands team ready for it. No, let's check again. Is Stoddard back there as the deep? Yeah, he sure is. He's the deep man back there.
That 2-point conversion right there was
huge. He's the one sitting right here on the left side of your screen.
Because it put the game now. You're at 4 scores, which 6:29 left. Well,
how often
doesn't
have you
matter
seen
all
a
that.
quarterback on special teams?
There is a pass play as long as you throw it backwards. Not a pass, but you just throw it.
And look at that. He's going to call fair catch and go get it. He's going to tell Coach, start throwing some pass plays to me.
There is a fun play out of that where you catch it and the guy on the other side of the field just stays back and you have the lateral all the way across the field.
No, we used to run that. It's been...
That's right.
It was probably been 6 or 7 years since we've seen that play come out, but that used to be one of our better plays we have. Chris Arthur. I was trying to think of the player that would go to Chris Arthur back then.
Chris Arthur. Excellent running back. We'll have to break some of those VHS tapes out, Jared.
It'll be Stoddard, 1st and 10 from the 32 for the Bees. And a quick give up the middle. Got to see who that is with the ball. Number 80 running the football for the Bees. New player in there, and that's Hayden Shenevy.
Shenevy with a nice carry.
Well, I look through the receivers. He's got most of his main starters out. You still have Angus in there, Whitehill in there, but you're starting to get a little bit of your depth to help protect those players. You don't want any injuries to happen, and you just have Stoddard out there kind of controlling things right now.
Well, most QBs, you would consider taking on the game, but he runs so smart. He knows when to get down. He doesn't take unnecessary hits. So
I'll guarantee you probably won't see him run one again, though. It's going to be a handoff and a throw. They're not going to put him in any risk. At least when you're thinking about playoffs coming up, you've got one game left against Solon. Solon, who's having a little bit of a down season this year. Yeah, they're 1-6 pending the outcome of tonight's game.
This is going to be a huge victory for the Bees because just the way the game started and just the way they stayed in it and knowing you can, and it's 2 weeks in a row you come back. It's a pass down the field.
What a great route run. Credit where credit's due on that route. That's Braylon Schramm. He was middle of the field, saw his quarterback rolling out and in trouble, and he did a great job to come back to the football and stay in that same pattern as his quarterback. Great throw by Stoddard, great catch by Schramm.
Stoddard has just exited the game.
Getting that first down, he figured was enough to let him work as much clock as he can right now. So checking in now will be Chris DePasquale, the senior, getting a couple snaps here. He's going to roll out. He's looking to throw, fires, looking for a man outside. You're going to get pass interference here.
Pass intended for Braden Schramm. Flag in the field.
Yep, pass interference against Shaker.
Credit to the officials, still working hard, calling the game the right way.
And you're right. Sometimes you'll see an official swallow a whistle in this kind of situation. With the game out of reach, with 4:44 to go, they just want to have the clock run and get out of here as safely as possible for all the players.
Five wide. DePasquale to his left.
Good job. Plenty of time to survey the field. Now loads up, throws to the back corner of the end zone, has a man. And he holds on to it for the score.
Braden Walker with the touchdown grab in the back of the end zone. Pass on the money by Chris DePasquale.
And great poise by the young man there, just sitting in the pocket, buying his time, knew he didn't have to rush it, and when he found the man, great throw to get it to him.
Well, we've seen him, Chris, come in the late in games and sling the ball all over the field and pick up some yards with his feet as well. Nice pass. I mean, right on the money. Anywhere else that pass would have been picked off. That pass was thrown perfectly.
Snap down, kick is good, and they reached 70. 108 points scored in this game. Here's another look at this touchdown throw. But just look, great job to the offensive line. I know it's only a three-man rush, but to stay poised, not hold when he's got all that time there, and just sit and block. And that's good arm strength to put that, lead the receiver right to the ball, like you said, put it in a perfect spot.
It's tough when you're rolling to your left. You know, you're rolling to your left. You're right-handed quarterback rolling to your left to make a throw like that. It's 70 points. I mean, this offense is so. I don't have words for it, Jared. I mean,
when they don't make mistakes and they play well, and the defense does anything like they did tonight, this is a very tough team to go up against, especially when we head to the playoffs.
It used to be like, you know, you would, if a defensive unit held a team to, like, if you hold them to 21, 28, we got a shot at winning. I mean, you could hold them to 50 and have a shot at winning still. It's just what it is. And one of the things that does put, disclaimer, puts Medina defense in the hole sometimes is, Medina doesn't punt. They're an offensive team. They don't do the booming punts, the pin teams back. They go for it on fourth down a lot and can get your defense in a hard spot. And they score quickly, which has your defense on the field a ton. So, by nature of the way the offense is set up, your defense is going to kind of be on, in a bad spot at times. It's just the nature of the of what goes on here.
Yes. 70-38. I'm kind of shocked there too that the Shaker player touched that one. He could have let it just go out of bounds and it would have been a penalty. But I think just the way that ball squibbed today and stayed in most times, he touched it, no penalty, and
how would you explain? You score 38 and there's a running clock. That's just it's not.
But just a second half dominance here by the Bees.
And we say a week after week, that last drive of the quarter is always so big. Great defense.
That's got to be offensive pass interference.
Great coverage, great defense by Colin Grice. Colin Grice
He almost had the pick there. He had position in the pick, so it's got to be offensive pass interference.
Right, his position on that was perfect, and then, I mean, he has a pick, and
wait to make sure the official says that correctly, but there's no way that's got to be defensive. How in the world is that defensive pass interference? He's in front of the football. He intercepts the football and gets called for pass interference. Wow.
Well, they're catching some boo birds right now. That's for sure.
Just swallow your whistle on that one then if you're, oh, wow. Unless I didn't see anything ahead of time that would have led me to any other belief, but.
And good thing we're in a meaningless portion of the game, like where it's not going to decide the outcome and you have something like that. But I credit to Colin Grace. He does a great job.
Let's take a look. He just steps in front. I don't see where you're seeing any kind of pass interference whatsoever. Wow. And you're going to get it roughing the passer. That's that motor running high, and it's going to get Cooper Josefsik that time, and he knew it. And he's going to get a roughing the passer. That's one you're caught in between, don't know what to do.
I think Cooper's going to come off to the sidelines here and call it a day.
Well, I think that's also the motto. Usually if the penalty's against you, you come out for a play.
I'll tell you what, he's what a second half of football that, Cooper Josefsik played.
But to his defense, I mean, you got a quarterback that can run, you're closing out, you got momentum, and then he flings it. I mean, I get it, you're protecting the quarterback. I'm not saying the officials are wrong in the call. It's just tough decision for him to make. As the screen falls incomplete. And you just said they just seem to click so well in that first and second quarter to just watch the wheels fall off their bus, so to speak, as just them trying to throw in this second half has just been a challenge.
In all high school sports is very, a lot of it is from the neck up, and when you lose momentum or something happens, it's very hard to come back from different things. Well, in any sport, but but football, especially high school football, momentum is everything.
And that's going to be incomplete.
But what sits really well...
That should be the final play of the game. There shouldn't be another one.
What sits really well for the playoffs is Medina showing that when things aren't going their way, they're not getting down. They're not checking out. They're checking up. They're coming back harder and harder. So that's a really good
battle.
sign.
Absolutely, and then they battled here in this one, back and forth through the whole first half, a test of wills. We knew it was going to be a shootout, but I didn't think it was going to be such a lopsided shootout when we talked at halftime.
Yeah, the first quarter, I was crazily impressed by Shaker Heights. I thought that they looked phenomenal on offense, and I was thinking, wow, this is going to be really tough. And as the game progressed, it went all the way up until, what we said before, the last drive of Shaker before the half. They just seemed out of sorts, and when they came back out, Shaker missed two wide open receivers, and I think after that, it kind of just started to snowball. And then Medina's defense being able to shut down the run, and then having the goal line stand, you had 5 plays within 3 yards. Medina shuts them down each time, and, that just takes all the air out of you. And credit to the defense who maybe in that first half really didn't have the half they wanted to have. They came out, had leadership with Cooper Josefsik, and really stepped it up and kind of turned the momentum, turned the game around.
Yeah, and you brought up the point perfectly early on in the game is who's going to wear who out late in that second half. And you could just see as we came out and made those stops and made those scores that you could just see the demeanor of Shaker change. And we just wore them down. And I think really by the time we hit that fourth quarter, they were done.
Well, it's a physical and mental grind to defend the Medina Bees offense because You got weapon after weapon. Not only that, now you're mixing in a little bit of a run game. You have a quarterback that can break ankles. You just have so many weapons there that how do you defend it all? And the playbook just keeps getting bigger and bigger. They're doing more things. It's just really hard. I mean, you got to play that many plays against an offense that can do that many things. It's tough.
Yeah, and the Bees come away victorious, get back on track after that tough loss to Cleveland Heights last week. Come away and win this one 70-38. I think we'll maybe play you out with some highlights. And I want to thank Chris Smith, Josh Nass, Beck Swick, and Matt Tomek back there in the booth. For Nick Kaplak, I'm Jared Fry. The final again here tonight, Medina 70, Shaker 38. Have a great night, everyone.
Score 16.